This company is on a mission to alleviate $10 million in military debt by Veterans Day, but they're going to need your help. Now, Pure Talk will donate a percentage of every new order to this great cause. When you make the switch, they make it simple, fast, and easy to their super fast 5G network. Talk, text, plenty of data now, only at $20 a month. Do it right now. Dial pound 250. Say the keyword save now. Make the switch to Pure Talk, and you can help a military member in need.
Cliff's Local Market is now hiring.
As a locally owned, growing family business, there's a lot of opportunity for me to progress in my career here. And it feels like I'm a part of a big family.
I'm so glad I joined the Cliffs team. The benefits are great too. I can even get dental and vision as a part-time employee. But I really like the employee meal discount.
Seeing one of my local customers each day and being able to put a smile on their face is what I most enjoy about working at Cliffs.
Come join our team.
Apply at cliffslocalmarket.com/careers.
On the Keeler Show today. It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen? Keeler's always in the know. It makes me want to call him and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started. It's time to get things started. On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
First News with Keeler in the Morning on WIBX.
I know just came from Colombia. She smiled because I did not understand. Then she held out some marijuana. She said it was the best in all the land. And I said, no, 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 I don't smoke it no more. I'm tired of waking up on the floor. No, thank you, please, it only makes me sneeze. Then it makes it hard to find the door. Just came from Mallorca, Spain. She smiled because I did not understand. Parece. Then she held out a 10-pound bag of cocaine. She said it was the finest in the land.
Everybody.
And I said, no, 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 I don't, no more. I'm tired of waking up on the floor. No, thank you, please, it only makes me sneeze. Then it makes it hard to find the door.
So if you're like waking up this morning and you're feeling like, whoa, what was I thinking? Maybe you ought to be like Ringo Starr and follow his advice and say, no, no, no more. I ain't doing that anymore. Because then it makes it hard to find the door.
Yeah.
So I thought about I told you the other day I was working on a little song about the elections. And it just dawned on me in the midst of not only listening to the radio, because we listen just like you do, we listen like everybody else. And, it's commercial after commercial after commercial, political commercial after commercial after commercial, political ad after political ad, back-to-back political ad. And it just gets to the point where you're like, wow, I can't wait for November 8th.
Yeah.
And so...
It couldn't come soon enough.
It cannot come soon enough. So this is what was created, and there's freedom to have oily stool back, isn't it? Isn't it?
EPI,
the
good old
oily stool
EPI
commercial, isn't it? Freedom. It's like wow, it's all over. So this is what we came up with here. So.
A lady that I know just drove down Columbia said Galimi was against that hospital. It turned out he won the popular vote.
And now he's Utica's mayor for one and all. And I said, no, 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 no more political spots. I'm tired of hearing them back to back. No, thank you, please, no more her check, not his. No more migrants living at St. Eve's. A woman that I know just lost the city of Rome. Some thought it was unfair and she was robbed. A commercial came on with a piece of advice. It said, you know, you should have just called Bob. And I said, no, 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 no more political spots. I'd rather hear about oily stew. Paid for by you, and paid for by me. I get so angry, my face just turned blue. A man I know just came from Nashville, Tennessee. Oh, his caucus couldn't win a single round. He always mispronounced his opponent's name, so Passante beat his ass into the ground. And I said, no, 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 no more political spots. Aren't you glad they're kind of gone? Negative message drives me insane. So that's kind of we'll play the full version coming up in the 7 o'clock hour. I just played the wrong version. My wife in the middle of it. I got everything done last night, and my wife's like, "People don't know what a political spot is." I'm like, "What are you talking about? You're saying political spot? No, 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 no more political spots."
Yeah, right.
And they don't know. Most people will not know what a political spot is.
Right. That's the radio lingo that we're used to.
So I went back at like 11 o'clock last night and was, right, it's like radio lingo. So I'm back at like 11 o'clock last night and redid the whole thing and changed it from political spots to political ads. And it kind of works. Still works, right?
You know, I love your parodies, and I was reminded of that when I was hearing Monster Mash all throughout Halloween. Because there was one you did, it was the council mash.
I started working on one for this political season. Because it always comes out, right? It's always at Halloween time. And it just got so crazy, I had to keep changing it, and I just said, screw it, I'm done.
And then
I'm not doing that.
The fondest memory of that one was, Frank for Sarah! Ooh!
Anyway, good morning. It is, well, in some areas you're going to be dealing with a little snow, sleet, and that freezing rain from overnight. And it was last night doing that. At least where I'm at, we didn't really have any slippery sidewalks or anything like that. The roads weren't slippery, any of that stuff. So, but you may be in the higher elevations where you want to report that it was much worse.
Well, we took the dog for a walk later than usual last night, and it was freezing rain.
It was, yeah.
Right
it was
right
off
in North
the bat.
Utica.
Right off the bat last night, it was coming down. Coming up, we'll talk to Dr. Shemaleski, Dr. Zielinski. They'll be in studio here this morning. And, you know, he's a musician, and he'll be back here for our Christmas Eve show. The big Christmas show will happen on the Friday before Christmas weekend. So it's the day before the night before Christmas, I think.
Right.
Is Christmas Sunday?
On a Sunday? I think
I have no idea. Anyway, we'll get to that. We have Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week. There's a rare instance where they're looking for a female. And that'll be up on our, it is up there now if you want to check it out. It's on our website. Oneida County Executive Anthony Passante will be in studio this morning talking about what this win means and going forward. And we'll ask some, I think, some pretty interesting questions. Like, how many more terms does he feel that he has in him?
Yeah. I mean, it's never too early to ask that.
I wonder if he has a plan. And, you know, I realize you can ask people that question and they can change it. I get it. But I wonder if he has a plan. So we'll speak with him about all of that. We'll talk about Heroes tickets for Jimmy Fallon. There's still seats available. I was at the Stanley just yesterday going over everything, getting ready for Saturday night. Jimmy Fallon, Kennedy, the Laughs and Liberty Tour, and there still are seats available. In fact, is Devin in there? I can't see. Turn that light on, Devin, because I can't see your face.
Just a shadowy figure in the box.
He tripped getting out of the chair. He's back. Is that you, Devin? Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. How are we?
Davey's off today. In fact, but he was here. I just swear to God, I saw him a second ago.
Yeah, he was.
This is how I spend my days off. I come into the studio, but I don't work.
He had to come in and save the day. Let's just say.
Anyway, thank you, Davey, for that. And Buckley is in later on this morning. We'll talk about cannabis management. There's a big meeting going on. Could you become the next cannabis business owner? And I got to tell you, there's money in it. There's a lot of money in it. If and it's legal, just think about it. John Decker is on later on this morning as well. We have a whole bunch to get to here on Thursday morning. And remember, this weekend, Jimmy Fallon and Kennedy, it's the final leg, the final stop in their Laughs and Liberty tour. This is the last show where Kennedy and Jimmy get on stage. And it's an awesome show because it features some unique things, including with Kennedy talking about being on MTV. If you recall at all, if you're my age, you remember when MTV was a really cool thing.
Yeah, even when I was younger.
It was brand new.
Yeah.
Like in 82, 81, 82, 83, it was brand new. And I remember during college going to spring break, and they were there. And that was the beginning of crazy spring break time, where, to have fun, you'd climb up to the 10th floor of Days Inn Central in Daytona Beach, and you'd jump off.
Oh.
Wow, this is going to be fun. And, kids were dying. It was terrible.
Oh, my goodness.
I was at Days Inn Central in 1983 when everybody went nuts. They started vandalizing the hotel. Literally, you could look into the elevator shaft and look down because the kids had ripped the sheetrock off the walls of the hotel. When it was time to get back on the bus, and yes, we took a bus, not a plane. I don't know what I was thinking. I was like 19.
Well, that's all you could. I mean, it's like, let's do it. Sounds like a good idea.
We got on. We could not leave the hotel until everyone was interviewed by police. The entire hotel. Everything was delayed.
You weren't one of the sheetrock pullers.
No.
Of course not.
Wasn't me. Although I do have a piece of that sheetrock as a souvenir.
Little memento.
Anyway, MTV was there. They were cool at the time. But let me tell you, when they came to Woodstock in Rome, they were not cool. You had bands like Limp Bizkit and Clown Posse, all that. I mean, they were throwing bottled water and whatever they could find at Kennedy, who was up on stage for MTV.
Poor thing.
It got so bad that the MTV people had to leave the stage because they felt their lives were in danger. I mean, well, that's all in the documentary. But she'll talk about things like that, behind the scenes stuff at Fox News, and of course Jimmy is all over every Fox News program.
Yeah.
So there's a lot there. But then on top of it, if you've not seen him yet, and you've just heard him on the radio every day here from noon till 3, he is one of the funniest comics you're ever going to see.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. Fourth time, as he reminded us. Fourth time
coming here, but the first time in a theater situation where there are plenty of great seats, $50 seats for 37. I think it's 50, 37. The pit seats. Those seats right up front, all sold out. Everything sold out there quickly. But there are plenty of really nice seats in the $50 range and the $37 range. It's WIBX's night at the Stanley Theater. And I'm doing all of this, Devin, because let's give away a pair of tickets, compliments of River Hills Properties.
Let's do it.
So here's what we're going to do. And, of course, I didn't bring them with me. But tomorrow, the tickets will be here tomorrow for them to pick up in the office. Okay? Tickets will be here tomorrow for them to pick up in the office. Let's take caller number 6 for a pair of tickets for Saturday night, Jimmy Fallon and Kennedy. All right?
Yep.
On your way. Caller number 6, 315-736-0186. Caller number 6 right now at WIBX. All right, I'm going to break. Coming up, we'll bring in studio Dr. Shomolesky and Dr. Zielinski. We're getting into that flu season. We're getting into where people are getting COVID again. And I know you're like, oh, big deal. It doesn't kill you. Well, the reality is there's still people in the hospital, although that number is small. But the real reality is it keeps you from work. It keeps you down for a week and a half, maybe just 5 days. But then if you don't test negative everybody gets all up in arms. They want to get they want you to get the real test done. So what does all of this mean? And the osteopathic approach to your health. We'll talk about that coming up as well. And as I said, we'll do Hobeika's free money question of the day coming up around 7:35. It's 6:33. It's Thursday morning at WIBX.
Hi, this is Deacon Dan Hurley, the Executive Director of the Good News Center. The Good News Center is once again proud to present our 9th annual Flags for Heroes event, honoring active military, veterans, and first responders. We invite you to be part of this beautiful tribute displaying the red, white, and blue of 1,000 American flags along Utica's Memorial Parkway, November 2nd through November 12th.
And this is Jackie Warmuth, Vice President of Clinical Development. We invite you to sponsor one of our flags during the Flags for Heroes event. Proceeds will benefit Citron's military program. This program helps veterans and service members returning from duty who are faced with physical, psychological, and emotional changes in their
You can
lives.
show your support and gratitude by sponsoring a flag in memory of or in honor of your loved one for only $35. Call us today at 315-735-6210 or log on to thegoodnewscenter.org. A special thank you to Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas for sponsoring our 9th annual Flags for Heroes event. We invite you to be part of this beautiful tribute displaying the red, white, and blue of 1,000 American flags along Utica's Memorial Parkway, November 2nd through November 12th.
If you're on Medicaid and in need of home care, what I'm about to tell you could change everything. You have the ability to hire someone you already love and trust to take care of you in the comfort of your own home. That person, whether it's your child, your grandchild, a close friend, or neighbor, will get paid to be your caregiver. I'll say that again. The family member or friend you hire will get paid to be your caregiver through a Medicaid-funded program and at no cost to you. Just call 866-536-9690 right now and let Committed Home Care handle the rest. Committed is based right here in upstate New York, and as your neighbor, they will ensure your caregiver gets paid the best rates with the added benefit of weekly pay. So don't wait. Call Committed Home Care right now, 866-536-9690, and take advantage of this free service that lets a family member or friend get paid to take care of you. That's 866-536-9690. 866-536-9690.
Mohawk Valley FCU is giving you even more reasons to become a member and save money with their early fuel loan program. If you use alternative heating such as propane, heating fuel, pellets, or wood, you can receive up to $2,000 subject to credit approval for 12 months. Stock up now for the upcoming heating season and save with Mohawk Valley FCU. Just one of the many benefits Mohawk Valley FCU has to offer. Visit mohawkvalleyfcu.org for more info. Mohawk Valley FCU, member focused, member driven, federally insured by NCUSIF.
Ready for a smoother and safer ride? Head to Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your trusted tire experts. At Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, you'll get expert advice from their knowledgeable staff. And it doesn't end there. Now through November 30th, buy any 4 qualified passenger Continental tires and get a $110 prepaid Visa card, or double your rebate to $220 when you use your Continental credit card. More details at TallmanTire.com. From Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, with locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Online at Tallman'sTire.com.
The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills is accepting new patients. The Falcon Clinic is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic, accepting new patients right now. If you're in need of a new doctor, a new family doctor, or having issues with everything from sleep and fatigue to back pain, ADHD, any issues that you feel you're trying to get figured out, and Dr. Shemaleski, Dr. Zielinski, also Dr. Kosminski, all under one roof at the Falcon Clinic. Have you been tested for hepatitis C? It is prevalent in baby boomers, and Dr. Shemaleski is Hep C certified. Call today and schedule an appointment. They're accepting new patients. 315-507-4751. Does this violate HIPAA? Andrew is a patient.
I am.
I'm a patient.
I am. I willingly admit.
315-507-4751. We'll speak with the docs coming up in just a second. FalconClinic.com. The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills.
First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
Kind of a fitting song there, Andrew, for this.
I like to be topical.
Next moment, little Jackson Brown on a Thursday morning.
eyes have seen the years and the slow parade of fears without crying.
So they put out yesterday, I guess it came out this week, the list of the best ever, that was me, the list of the best ever cover songs. And then they followed that up by the AV Club, which came up with the 25 worst ever cover songs. Can you think of a bad cover song?
Oh, man, not off the top of my head. I know a lot of good ones.
So on their list of the worst ever cover songs, and I kind of liked this song. I'm really surprised that this is one of the bad ones. It's Mick Jagger and Bowie, David Bowie.
Oh, yeah.
I find that hard to believe that's the worst cover song ever.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't terrible.
Last night, the 2023 CMA Country Music Awards, the CMA Awards were last night.
Yep.
It's kind of repetitive, isn't it?
Mhm.
Oh, it's the Country Music Association Awards. The 57th annual, as a matter of fact. And here's a little montage of the winners from last night.
Single of the year. And the CMA award goes to Fast Car, Luke Combs.
And the CMA
That was
award
big.
for the song of the year goes to Fast Car, Tracy Chapman.
Vocal duo of the year.
Brothers Osborne.
And the CMA award for new artist of the year goes to Jelly Roll.
Album of the year goes to Lainey Wilson for Female Vocalist of the Year. Lainey Wilson.
Male vocalist of the year, Chris Stapleton. And the 2023 CMA Entertainer of the Year is Lainey Wilson.
Oh, there you go. Last night,
So,
the Country Music Awards last night.
Speaking of good
If
covers,
you care. If you care.
Speaking of good covers, I mean that Luke Combs version of
I think
Fast
you're
Car
absolutely
is
right.
very
And that's
good.
winning all sorts of awards right now, right? Doing really well. Yeah, you can come on in, Doc. A couple of comments already this morning. Matt in Holland Patton says back in 94-ish. What was that? I guess that was maybe MTV, whatever we were talking about.
Yeah, right.
And Ed and Ilian, I'll answer this. Ed and Ilian is the wondering where's Jeff. So Jeff and the radio station have parted ways. Decided to listen. Radio's changed a great deal, right? I'm even shocked that Andrew's like sitting back here. But it is a lot more as expected. It's a different industry, and it just was not working for Jeff. And we think the world of him. He probably thinks the world of us. All is good with management. There's no big story here, except that they decided.
It's not like he stole office equipment on the way out,
and that is why Andrew is here right now. Okay, let me get to Doc. If you want to move and bring that mic on, swing it around, and you guys cuddle up really nice and close. It'll help just a little bit. Mike, one more comment. Mike this morning says Luke Combs won the CMA award for his cover of Tracy Chapman's song Fast Car. Yeah, that was a great cover. I think that was a really good cover song. In fact, it's a crossover hit. I think it hit the pop charts, too, or at least the adult pop charts. In our studio right now is Dr. Shemaleski and Dr. Zielinski. Gentlemen, docs, good morning.
Good morning to you as well.
Nice and tight, Doc. I hate to do that to you, but how were the, mainly I need you tight on the microphone.
This way here?
Yeah, you got to get
perfect.
really on it. So, first of all, how are the roads out there?
You know, I was just thinking, stock option, I'm going to buy salt. Okay?
Salt is a good idea.
I had to chip my car out, and the reason I'm a little bit late, I just flew in. My arms are killing me.
I get it,
and, I had to scrape off the ice and everything, and I would ask everybody, please drive slow.
So I want to just, if I can, bring up one thing, and this is kind of a Steep Bunny Mazda thing. So my Mazda has, because it is a hybrid, it's a plug-in. If you plug it in and you go to the app, you know how you want to start your car up. You don't use any gas and you don't use the battery. It uses, if it's plugged in, it uses the electric that you're getting off the plug-in.
Oh, wow.
So from the outlet.
So you have a hybrid?
To warm up, yeah.
I didn't realize that.
To warm up the car.
That's awesome.
It doesn't use anything. It doesn't suck off the battery. Now, you're clearly paying for it because you're plugging into the electric. But if you needed to clear off your windows, boom. just like that.
So the question is, don't start a fire under the car to warm it up.
That is, you no longer need to do that.
Right.
That's the
well,
that is the key.
the point about the roads is, especially the first freeze of the roads, people are still taking for granted that the roads aren't frozen, so they're not expecting it. So
Well, we talked about that actually even just yesterday, that there are going to be a lot of these different things that we're going to see in the office because of the change of the weather.
There really are. All right, well, let's talk about that. Okay. And it is that time, and I do see where COVID popped up in our house. You're seeing it. You're seeing it again. And while it's not putting people, for the most part, in hospital beds, and we all understand that, it is you're getting sick. It's annoying. It keeps you from work, and it screws up everything. Yeah. That's kind of how I see the COVID of this year. Would you guys agree with that?
I think that's been my observation up to this point as well. We're certainly seeing not just more COVID, but more flu, RSV, strep, like we usually do around this time of year. And there are lots of healthcare professionals out there that are qualified to treat these conditions, certainly MDs, DOs like ourselves, physician assistants, nurse practitioners. But one of the things that we really wanted to touch on today is why see a DO? Why see an osteopath?
So I've talked about it before, and it's something I think it's a good question. What is the difference between a regular doctor and a doctor of osteopathy, keeping in mind that just under half of all the new medical students are going for to be an osteopathic or an osteopath?
If I can,
I'll give that to Dr. Chmielewski.
Just, I don't want to delve into the history because you did a great job on that a couple of years ago, I think, and it's on your website there.
Yeah.
But the osteopathic approach really started about over 150 years ago, in the time of the horse and buggy. And of course, people not only fell off the horse and buggy, but they got sick too. And there wasn't really much in the way of medicines. And so the founder...
Sometimes we would bleed them out, and that would take care of everything.
It'll clot eventually.
Well, some of those things work. But anyway, so a physiologic approach was developed over the 150 years. What I mean by that is just using the analogy of a car. You know, no matter what kind of a Lamborghini you have or whatever, if you don't have all the nuts and bolts tightened and all the oil change and stuff, it's not going to function properly.
Yeah.
So there's a basic physiology and anatomy involved in that. And the osteopathic approach is to address that, if at all possible, and at the same time using modern medicine and surgery. I think what's happened over the years is there's been a push through the general public to shy away from, well, not shy away, questioning, do I really need surgery, or are there other alternatives?
Yeah.
Do I really need medication? I know, and I have nothing against pharmaceutical companies. We use medications all the time. But, you know, if you don't need a hammer to knock down a nail, you don't use a hammer.
Yeah, you don't have to go searching for it.
Right, exactly.
Where did I put the hammer?
So as a result of that, I think what's happened is the children and grandchildren of people that came out of the 60s and 70s with people wanting to question doctors, question results and everything, and they wanted, if possible, a more natural way or to be involved in their own care. And the osteopathic approach really is a perspective. It really is a philosophy. And so we say, sure, medicine, sure, surgery, if you need it. But why don't we also deal with your anatomy and your physiology?
Right.
So we're talking about not just musculoskeletal problems. And I think, you know, you spoke to that in our meetings.
And I also think it speaks volumes that that almost half of the medical students today are going to become doctors of osteopathy. That's a big number.
It's incredible.
For 2023.
When I went to medical school, there were 5 schools in the United States. One of them, Des Moines, that's where I went.
Mm-hmm.
And now, Brian...
It's about 40.
Yeah,
Wow,
40,
okay.
45, something like that.
Yeah.
And it's growing. And people are accepting that. And the thing is, it's not just that you get a degree. The thing I like, just like in any specialty, you're getting a lot of students who want to incorporate the idea of osteopathy with general medicine and surgery. And tell you, the students that we've had come in, they are excellent students.
Yeah.
We have some MDs, and they're also very excellent. But I'm really happy that the DOs are really good students.
Talking to Dr. Chmielewski, Dr. Zielinski from the Falcon Clinic, do you find that a good example of how things change with medicine? Well, and believe me, there are times, you've said it over and over again here, times where medicine is needed. You may have high blood pressure. You may not be able to take care of that on your own. You might need medicine. It could be hereditary, who knows what. But a good example is sinus infection. It used to be very easy to go in and get an antibiotic for a sinus infection, and today the first thing that your doctor tells you is, "Yeah, I don't think I'm going to prescribe an antibiotic." You hear that all the time.
Right.
So you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Is it okay if I take that?
An osteopathic approach could help you solve that problem.
It certainly could. So, like we talked about before, we're seeing a lot of instances of upper respiratory something or other these days. Again, whether it be COVID, flu, strep, etc. For the folks that are really acutely ill, we do prefer that they stay home. We don't want them to come to the office if they have, very high fever, they're coughing all over the place, God forbid they're vomiting or something like that. Certainly when you're more stable, we'll bring you into the office, we'll examine you, stuff like that. But oftentimes, for the folks that, are able to come into the office, I like to work on their sinuses using our hands-on techniques. I like to work on their ribs, getting those moving better. And oftentimes, regardless of whether or not we prescribe any medications, including but not limited to antibiotics, for those patients, we can get them better quite a bit quicker than, if we just did the strictly medical route. There are certainly some other like anti-inflammatory agents, like I know you like to recommend berberine and turmeric and stuff like that. We might incorporate that into the treatment regimen as well. And sometimes sometimes it can kind of be a toss-up. You examine the patient, you work on the patient, and you're not really sure whether it's bacterial or viral.
Yeah.
So sometimes what we do actually, we'll tell them, chicken soup, water, maybe some anti-inflammatory agents, either over the counter or prescription. Let me write you a script for a Z-Pak or doxycycline or whatever the deal is. Give it 2 days. If you're not better by then, go pick it up from the pharmacy.
Right.
So like we do give a nod, like Dr. Chmielewski said, the medicine that we use now is much better than the medicine we have 150 years ago. So we're not anti-medicine by any stretch of the imagination, but if we can go about things as least invasive, non-pharmacologically as possible,
but the physiology,
we do try to do that.
Yeah, but the physiology hasn't changed.
Right.
And the thing is, why is it you have people who are going around, they've had pneumonia, they've had sinus problems or whatever, and guess what? They get better. You know why? Because we have an immune system.
Right.
And not to belabor a lot of research, but some years ago, there was a thing doing studies on kids that they definitely had strep infection, definitely, okay? And those that they gave antibiotics to right away, the appropriate ones there, never really developed a good antibody.
Okay.
Whereas if they waited a few days for the body to respond and then would have the antibiotic for the bacteria, they developed high antibodies.
And we tend to jump right away, too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So sometimes we have to trust, our...
So, do you trust your mother? That's going to be the question. So my mother always said,
in my instance, I can't.
Most important job in the world.
If you have a temperature that's like 100 or 100.5 or something, don't take Advil or Tylenol. If it gets higher, you would take it because this is her osteopathic approach. You tell me if you believe in it. That the fever was your body reacting to something, and let the fever do its job. But obviously, if it gets up there, you got to bring the temperature down because that can get dangerous. Right. Do you agree with her, or is she nuts?
No, she's absolutely
right.
That's
how I was trained as well.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I agree.
And then I wanted to ask you just one more thing about, and this has hit a lot of people. There are so many cold and flu products out in the pharmacy, in the grocery stores. It's an aisle or two. I almost think it might be actually larger than the vodka aisle today, which is pretty large.
Well, and some of those medicines include alcohol.
Some of them do. So recently, there used to be, there still is, I like Sudafed because it's the one thing I can take, and I feel it clears me up if I'm having something. And it's proven. It does work. However, there were two different types of Sudafed. I don't know what the differences are necessarily, pseudomethaphine, whatever. But one you had to sign for, and the other you could just get over the counter, even if the pharmacist wasn't there. So I would always go to the pharmacy and say, I need the Sudafed. Which one do you want? I want the one I have to sign for.
I want the good stuff.
Now, they just came out to tell us that the one you didn't have to sign for is absolutely ineffective, does nothing for you, and recommended people stop taking it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. How does that get past the FDA?
Oh, the FDA, I don't want to get into that. You have another program for that because that is, first of all, that is so political.
So here we are
talking big pharma,
Here we are buying something that does nothing at all for us. Now, the one that you have to sign for does work. So I guess my question to both of you would be, I was always told Delsum works really well for a cough because it has an actual ingredient in there that suppresses cough. Yeah. But you can take some of these others, it'll make you drowsy, but it really doesn't seem to work. What should people take?
Well, I think the first thing they should do is they should take a little time off if they need to. Don't go to work and spread it to everybody else. Yep. And then, mom or grandma's home remedies is the other thing on there. But if the person is not getting better after, a few days or a week or so, and it's really interfering with their ability to either breathe or talk or whatever, they really should come and see us or their own doctor, whoever. It doesn't mean us. Mm-hmm. And, sometimes we would be doing some hands-on things to help open up drainage, doing things with pressure and massage and so forth, on the face and in the neck, and Brian mentioned the ribs and so forth for breathing and get all the fluids going, if you will. And then we have to make a judgment there. Well, is it long enough? Does it seem that there is a source of inflammation? Then we might consider an antibiotic.
So the antibiotic, but what about all the over-the-counter stuff?
As far as the over-the-counter stuff, the biggest things I like, I'm a big believer in vitamin C, usually 500 milligrams 3 times a day. I like zinc. It's been shown. Not the nasal one, because that'll ruin your smell and taste.
Okay.
But just like 25, 50, well, I shouldn't even give the dosage on there. But zinc products there because that's been shown to be an antiviral.
Okay.
It's all naturally occurring in your body anyway, right?
Right.
So.
Right.
They're not drugs or medications, correct?
And also using saline rinses of different kinds.
I was going to ask, what do you think of the neti pot?
Yeah, you go to the ENT websites like Mayo Clinic, the first thing they tell you is saline rinses.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful what kind of water you use in those.
You don't want to use tap water for that, right?
You should not use tap water.
Yeah.
No,
or I guess you could boil it, or does that help?
You could do that.
Yeah.
Usually distilled water, and you're right. The other thing is the type of salt. Not to be using table salt because you'll burn the nostrils. And it's a pharmaceutical grade salt, and there's a certain amount there. Should be about usually it's about a quarter of a teaspoon in a cup of warm water.
So kosher salt is out.
Really.
And then getting back to your question about the neti pot, I do have a lot of patients who swear by that. And the nice thing about things like nasal saline and neti pot is it's really hard to overdose on them. You can do it 1 time a day. You can do it 100 times a day. It depends on how much spare time you have. But the nice thing about it is, you're not putting a drug in your body. You're just doing a natural flushing system that works really well for a lot of people.
Use distilled water. You really should use distilled water. Yeah. So, all right, and because we're all going to be dealing with it, and it's and some it's really, really tough. It's really bad. Others, it's just really annoying, and nobody wants to deal with it.
I do, if I can. I know you mentioned you wanted us to talk about some cases. I do have one very brief one that I wanted to mention. Not an infectious case, not like a COVID or a strep or something like that. But I had a lady who I saw recently in the office who had allergies just from this time of year, changing season. Irritation of the sinuses, independently or irrespective of some, bug that's floating out there. And she had a horrible sinus headache for about 3 weeks. And she came into the office, and I worked on her head, sinuses, neck, upper ribs, stuff like that. The next day, she called Victoria, the office secretary, to say her headache had completely went away.
Wow.
So, to go and now... I do have to give the disclaimer, of course, past results don't guarantee future outcomes. But
4 out of 5 doctors choose Crest. Yes, I'm with you. We got to give those disclaimers.
This ad's been paid for by the friends of... No, I'm just kidding.
That's right.
But we do see outcomes like that that are really remarkable and really exceptional. So it just goes to show, like we talked about before, the osteopathic manipulation, it's not just neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain. It could be sinuses.
Sometimes, to be honest with you, sometimes these over-the-counter medicines that you take end up making you feel worse.
Yeah.
You feel groggy, and you're not thinking about your stuffed up nose because you're half out
Exhausted.
of it. I have one quick question, and then we're almost out of time. Wayne, you're on with Dr. Chmielewski, Dr. Zielinski from the Falcon Clinic. Good morning.
Hey guys, I have a fracture on my wrist. In my wrist from about like a year ago. I had an x-ray taken of it like a month ago, and they're telling me that I'm going to probably have to have, I don't know if it's ligaments or tendons and cartilage fixed in it. So to have like a physical operation, is there things that can be done? Not that I care if I get operated on that. I'm just wondering, is there something that could be done without an operation that you guys do or no?
If I can chime in on that, it's interesting you say that. This was about a year ago you had the injury, I think. So
yeah,
the thing is totally healed.
I kind of like pushed my arm into, or my wrist and hand into something, and there was brick behind it. I didn't know. I just wrapped it up and went along. It's been a year. I've been having pain, so I had it injected. Well, it's not helping. So they're saying the next thing is an MRI and an operation.
Well, the MRI is not a bad idea at all,
Yeah.
But if this thing is proven to be basically healed and there's no complete disruption of tendons and stuff like that, this is where there's some of the strength of the osteopathic approach. When you've had an injury beyond the bone,
30 seconds.
Okay, it's called soft tissue stuff, and so we work on those things, and a lot of times can reset the sensitivity of the nerves and the flow of venous blood and so forth. And a lot of times we get really good results with chronic pain.
The advice would be see a doctor.
Yes.
See a doctor. And if you want to make an appointment, Wayne, it's 315-507-4751, the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. Gentlemen, docs, thank you so much.
And good luck to you, sir. I hope everything goes well.
All right, guys, be safe out there. The roads are a little slick, so
they are.
Be safe. WIBX,
Thank
Utica,
you.
Rome. It is 7 o'clock.
The U.S. retaliates again. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, launching airstrikes in Syria, hitting a warehouse full of weapons used by Iran-backed militants who've been attacking us.
U.S. forces have been attacked 42 times across the Middle East in the last 4 weeks. And last night, U.S. defense officials confirmed to Fox that off the coast of Yemen, Houthis shot down a U.S. MQ-9 Reaper drone. These drones are for intelligence and surveillance.
Fox's Alex Hogan in Israel. There are reports of negotiations on a possible 3-day pause to the war in Gaza to allow more humanitarian aid to flow to civilians now in shelters in exchange, potentially for Hamas releasing some hostages. But Israel's defense minister insisted yesterday.
There is no ceasefire. Gaza civilians are fleeing from the north to the south because they understand Hamas is using them as human shield.
5 Republicans running for president all supported Israel in a debate last night on NBC.
America is here, no matter what it is you need at any time, to preserve the state of Israel.
That's Chris Christie. They also talked about those attacks on U.S. bases. Here's Ron DeSantis and Tim Scott.
You harm a hair on the head of an American service member, and you are going to have hell to pay.
You actually have to cut off the head of the snake, and the head of the snake is Iran.
Vivek Ramaswamy, critical of U.S. aid to Ukraine, offered different foreign policy.
Do you want a leader from a different generation who's going to put this country first, or do you want Dick Cheney in 3-inch heels?
A swipe at Nikki Haley, who replied, they're 5-inch heels, and...
I wear heels. They're not for a fashion statement. They're for ammunition.
Haley, in another exchange, called Ramaswamy scum. Well, like the first 2 debates, former President Trump was a no-show. Instead, the Republican frontrunner held a rally near that Miami site.
Israel-Ukraine would have never happened under the Trump administration.
Actors can get back to work in Hollywood. There's a tentative agreement to end the strike that started in July, halting a lot of TV and film production. America's listening to Fox News.
I'm Scott, the owner of Solid Fire Pits. When I began welding my custom-made fire pits for friends and family, I shared them on TikTok because I was just so proud of them.
Check it out. That's beautiful.
I posted every new fire pit design, and more people kept ordering, from 26 states and counting. Then on my birthday, I had my best sales ever. Now how can the universe beat that?
Solid Fire Pits is just one of the 5 million U.S. businesses that rely on TikTok every day. TikTok sparks business.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation delivers on its promise to do good and never forget the sacrifices of America's greatest heroes. Heroes like Bristol, Connecticut Police Sergeant Dustin DeMonte. He sustained fatal gunshot wounds after responding to a domestic violence incident, leaving behind his expectant wife and 2 children. Tunnel to Towers paid the mortgage on the DeMonte family home, lifting a financial burden. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
Good morning. WIBX 950 News Time, 7:03. I'm Andrew Dominio. You're not going to like to hear this, but it's 38 degrees with some light rain, possible freezing rain in some areas. Your full weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the new Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. According to WKTV, incumbent Mayor Jackie Izzo has conceded the race to her opponent, Jeff Lanigan, so it appears Jeff Lanigan will be the next mayor of Rome for a 4-year term. We'll hope to speak to Mayor Izzo this week on First News with Keeler, and we'll hope to speak to Jeff Lanigan as well. A bail hearing has been scheduled for today for the Cornell University student who made threats towards Jewish people. Prosecutors say 21-year-old Patrick Dye is the person responsible for posting messages online claiming he was planning to kill Jewish students on the Ithaca campus. Dye is being held in the Broome County Jail. If convicted, Dye faces up to 5 years in prison. Election day has come and gone, but some races in Onondaga County still remain too close to call. Right now, incumbent Republican County Clerk Lisa Dell is trailing her Democrat challenger, Emily Essie, by under 100 votes. There's also a tight contest in the 10th District County Legislature race. Depending on how long it takes to count absentee ballots, winners of these contests may not be known for weeks. Syracuse University announcing a plan that is going to lead to more housing being available to students, an ongoing problem for many area colleges. The school will convert the Sheraton Syracuse University Hotel and Conference Center into a dorm with nearly 400 beds. The hotel will close down following commencement ceremonies in the spring. The hope is to have it switched over. Yes, the Sheraton.
That's my go-to place before a game.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they'll probably still keep the bar. I mean, hopefully. I mean, I know it'll be student housing, but there's a bar on Lemoyne's campus, so.
Yeah, but it's not like, adults would go to it.
No, you never know.
Well, I guess adults go to a bar.
Be a good moneymaker for the college.
Yeah, and it's a great spot to park. You can squeeze in there. You can spend the night, go to the game the next day. You park right there, and it's an easy walk to the Dome.
Yeah,
Terrible.
Well, apparently not many people were doing what you're doing because the hotel's closing.
Well,
and
the problem is
buying.
Nobody's going to football games right now.
No. Well, the basketball team, as I'll mention in a bit, is off to a good start, so hopefully that'll bounce back.
Yes, they played Herkimer, Frankfurt Schuyler, and VVS. They're doing really well.
Hey, you got to play the teams on the schedule, Bill. Current Sheridan employees will be offered jobs with the school when that transition happens. And the New York State Department of Motor Vehicles reminding snowmobile enthusiasts to make sure your snowmobiles are registered for the season. Registrations must be renewed annually, and the process can be completed either online through the DMV website or by visiting a DMV office. Snowmobilers are required to carry their registration and proof of insurance when they ride. There are over 10,000 miles of trails in the statewide snowmobile trail system. WIBX 950 News Time, 7:06. Your weather forecast is according to Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint. For today, you can expect some rain showers with highs in the mid to upper 40s. Overnight, a chance of rain, cloudy with lows only falling to the lower 40s. Then tomorrow, a slight chance of rain showers under mostly cloudy skies. Highs will only be in the upper 40s. Right now, 38 and drizzling. It is 7:07. From the IBEW 43 local sports desk, New York Giants head coach Brian Daboll has announced who is going to be the team's starting quarterback this weekend. Former Syracuse University, speaking of, star Tommy DeVito will be on the field when the Giants battle the Dallas Cowboys Sunday. DeVito has played the last 2 games in relief of both Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor, who are recovering from injuries. DeVito threw his first career touchdown pass in last Sunday's loss to the Las Vegas Raiders.
You know, he has, Devin, are you a Giants fan?
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, he has a really good arm, DeVito. He's like a stick, though. He has no, like, muscle on his body.
Yeah.
But he's got a good arm. Big problem with accuracy, though.
Yeah.
He can air it out, and good luck. You don't know who's going to get it, but I guess that's as good as a punt if you're throwing into the end zone.
Yeah, right.
An arm
exactly.
punt. Yeah. So, okay,
we
there's
will
your
see
quarterback,
what happens.
Danny DeVito.
You may be guaranteed to win.
Not Danny.
Not Danny. That's his cousin. You may be guaranteed to win in a few weeks when they play my Green Bay Packers.
Right.
Syracuse is now 2-0 after soaring past Canisius, 89-77. The Orange hope to grab their third straight victory to start the season when they host Colgate on Tuesday night. That's always a big matchup every year. And we'll give you one more here. This is an interesting story. A member of the Patriots secondary is unlikely to make an impact on Sunday. According to ESPN, cornerback J.C. Jackson is not expected to travel with the team to Frankfurt, Germany. NFL Network reported Jackson won't travel for the game due to questions about his reliability. He missed curfew at the team hotel prior to their game due to questions about before their recent loss to the Commanders, and the Pats acquired Jackson in a trade from the Chargers. And oh, by the way, he had a falling out with the Chargers, which is why he went to the Patriots. Finally, I do have to mention a programming note. Week 10's edition of Thursday Night Football on WIBX tonight will feature the Bears and Panthers. And people may say, oh, what do I want to watch or listen to that game for? Well, sometimes two bad teams going at it can often be a good game.
The Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix is considered the best ever cover.
Was he a Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah, the best ever cover. And the worst, they're saying, is Dancing in the Streets by Bowie and Jagger. I completely disagree with that. I don't think that song was that bad at all. Now, Mike this morning piping in saying, if you're looking for the worst ever cover song, ever, the worst ever cover song is Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, performed by
Elton John.
William Shatner.
Oh,
and
boy.
I completely agree on this. How did they miss this one? And you can find it. Here's a little audio of William Shatner and his cover of the legendary Beatles song, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
Oh, boy.
Sounds pretty good
Yeah,
right now,
good start.
Right? Let's go in just a little. This is where it gets good.
Somebody calls you, you answer quite slowly. A girl with kaleidoscope eyes.
I don't see anything wrong with
Listen, I got to tell you, they always said that the song Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds is about hallucinogenics.
Yeah.
William Shatner has got to be high when he's doing that.
And she's gone.
That, of course, is not him singing, but his narration.
Somebody calls you, you answer quite slowly. A girl with kaleidoscope eyes.
This was right before he got on that plane. There's something on the wing, something.
Might be. You may be right. I mean, that has to be the worst ever cover. Ever. How did they not include that in their list? Because these lists are stupid. They should call us. We'll present it to our audience, which is incredible with this sort of thing, and then give them the actual proper list. And Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds by William Shatner is the worst ever cover song.
I like thinking of
Says
good covers.
Us.
Blinded by the Light, Manfred Mann is a cover.
That's one of the greatest, most successful covers of all time. That song
Correct.
was. Sometimes the covers are bigger. All Along the Watchtower is an example, bigger than the original.
Yes.
Anyway, all right. Listen, we have a lot to get to, and I'll run through stuff. I have tickets to give away. Jimmy Fallon and Kennedy, tickets from River Hills Properties. Bill and Robin Monjo. We will also have. It burns me up. I had all those tickets all ready to go today, and I didn't bring them with me because we have the Heroes tickets.
Oh, right.
It's over 30 tickets have been purchased to give to veterans for Saturday night. Compliments of River Hills Properties. and we'll work with Vince Scalise. They'll distribute them, and those veterans will go to the show on the house, on people who gave. We appreciate everybody
really
who did.
cool.
And there are tickets still available for Saturday night. Go to Ticketmaster.com. But we have a pair to give away. Devin is filling in for Davey this morning. Devin, you're going to go with caller number what this morning? Let's make it caller number 7. 7th caller through the phone lines right now. We'll give you a pair of tickets for Saturday night at the Stanley Theater. Kennedy with Jimmy Fallon performing 7 p.m. at the Stanley Theater. A pair of tickets to caller number 7 right now at 315-736-0186 from River Hills Properties.
Hi, this is Deacon Dan Hurley, the Executive Director of the Good News Center. The Good News Center is once again proud to present our 9th annual Flags for Heroes event, honoring active military, veterans, and first responders. We invite you to be part of this beautiful tribute displaying the red, white, and blue of 1,000 American flags along Utica's Memorial Parkway, November 2nd through November 12th.
And this is Jackie Warmoth, Vice President of Clinical Development. We invite you to sponsor one of our flags during the Flags for Heroes event. Proceeds will benefit Citron's military program. This program helps veterans and service members returning from duty who are faced with physical, psychological, and emotional changes in their
You can
lives.
show your support and gratitude by sponsoring a flag in memory of or in honor of your loved one for only $35. Call us today at 315-735-6210 or log on to thegoodnewscenter.org. A special thank you to Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas for sponsoring our 9th annual Flags for Heroes event. We invite you to be part of this beautiful tribute displaying the red, white, and blue of 1,000 American flags along Utica's Memorial Parkway, November 2nd through November 12th.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton of Hilton Estate and Elder Law with important information for young families. If you have young children, you face unique challenges that must be addressed when considering your estate planning.
Well, they, of course, have issues related to who will take care of and raise their children when they die. In addition, they have to have concerns about how the assets are maintained and managed after their death. They need to utilize trusts, and of course, they need to have life insurance to protect their children for future costs.
Blended families face unique circumstances and legal issues that must be considered with their estate planning.
How do we make sure that all of the children from both families receive some sort of inheritance? Oftentimes, we'll use very special techniques in our wills, or we'll use IRAs or life insurance to make sure they receive an inheritance. They are all very special challenges.
To find out more about strategies to protect your loved ones through proper estate planning, contact us at Hilton Estate and Elder Law. Call for more information and to schedule an in-person meeting to answer your questions.
The Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida Counties is your community foundation. Together, we've invested $125 million in the community, thanks to people, families, and businesses that want to give back and build a brighter future. And you don't have to have big bucks to make a big difference. Join us as we invest in the future of our community. Learn more about your community foundation at foundationhoc.org.
Cliff's Local Market is now hiring.
As a locally owned growing family business, there's a lot of opportunity for me to progress in my career here. And it feels like I'm a part of a big family.
I'm so glad I joined the Cliffs team. The benefits are great too. I can even get dental and vision as a part-time employee. But I really like the employee meal discount.
Seeing all of my local customers each day and being able to put a smile on their face is what I most enjoy about working at Cliffs.
Come join our team.
Apply at cliffslocalmarket.com/careers.
Have you heard? AmeriQ members save more, earn more, and have more ways to stay connected than ever before. Because real connections matter. Online, in person, and everywhere in between. Save more with a high-interest deposit account. Earn more with an AmeriConnect Visa credit card with rewards. And with easy account access through our virtual financial center. You can stay connected with AmeriQ wherever your life takes you. AmeriQ and you. Let's connect. Visit ameriq.org/join to get started.
Riskin & Garage would like to thank our customers for once again voting us the best destination for tires in the Utica area. Huge selection, great prices on name brand tires, and our service will crush the internet retailers and chain stores. Take it away, Monster Truck Guy.
For brakes, tires, funny noises, warning lights, or any auto repair needs, come and experience prompt and courteous service at Orinsky Garage. Online at ogtires.com. Come on, say it with me and make that noise. ogtires.com.
All Mattress Express locations open 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Thanksgiving night for our annual Thanksgiving night blowout sale. This year, get a split king Tempur-Pedic with adjustable base and get a 75-inch flat screen TV. All staff is working voluntarily.
If you're in need of a new hot tub, you've even been considering it. It's just the most amazing thing when it's wintertime and you have it, whether it's outdoors or in a screen room or in your home even. Having that hot tub to be able to go to makes you feel like you're not in the middle of the winter, not in the middle of upstate New York. And it's great therapy for the back and the neck and the shoulders and all those things that, just getting out of bed sometimes is an adventure. You haven't felt that yet, Andrew, but you will.
Oh, I'm feeling
You're
it.
feeling it. You are already. They have artesian spas made in the USA. Over 30 years of manufacturing excellence, beautiful hot tubs, and there's financing as well that you can take advantage of. Thinking about a new pool this upcoming summer. Nice to be thinking about summer already. You can get on the list. Talk to them. Financing available at their new location, 8086 Seneca Turnpike in Clinton, which is on Route 5, Seneca Turnpike, just west of Big Apple Music, if you will. You'll be heading towards Westmoreland. You'll see it on the left-hand side. It is a beautiful facility with an indoor, in-ground pool and an above-ground pool. Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas, located at 8086 Seneca Turnpike in Clinton.
First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
Is this the
Luke Combs
version? The Luke Combs version, which actually won a bunch of awards last night.
You got a fast car, and I want to take it to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere.
I got to say, oftentimes I'll hear a cover, and you say, why? Why are you doing that? Why would you do that? Why would you cover John Lennon's Imagine? There's no reason to do that.
Right.
Just play the original. But in this case, I like this.
You got a fast car, and I got a plan to get us out of here. Been working at the convenience store. Managed to save just a little bit of money.
All right, enough of that.
He, in several interviews, talks about how that was a big musical inspiration for him, driving around with his father when he was younger and hearing that song. So he felt, well, I'm going to cover that. And it actually ended up being pretty cool because Tracy Chapman was very grateful that her song is now top of the charts again.
She makes money.
And she makes some moolah.
Yeah. A couple of interesting headlines out there this morning. And, we're worried about AI, artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people with artificial intelligence already.
That's a different artificial intelligence.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's an abnormally low intelligence you're talking about.
Yes.
Donna sent something earlier in the week, and her daughter and son-in-law, or son and daughter-in-law, Donna, I'm sorry, were in Japan. And they went to a restaurant, and their waiter was a robot.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And you listen.
We've seen this movie before.
I've had plenty of waiters and waitresses who were like robots. It's like you can't even get them to talk. And go back to the kitchen. I mean, please. You want a 20% tip?
Is your steak okay to your liking?
You want medium rare. But in this case, it was a real, it was a robot.
That scares the hell out of me.
It should,
because
honest. Here's a story out of South Korea. A man was killed by an industrial robot that thought he was a box instead of a human. Yep.
He thought he was a box?
No. Listen carefully. A South Korean man was killed by an industrial robot that thought he was a box.
Oh, my God.
And I don't know. I worry. At one point, I'm thinking he went to lift him up and threw him into the truck. No, maybe he was breaking down the box for recyclables. I don't know, but it killed the guy.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it was not good at all. Pizza Hut in Hong Kong has snake meat toppings. Snake meat toppings. There's a whole big story about that. I don't know that I'm even going to get into it. Did you see the pandas are leaving the United States? These pandas were first given to us during Nixon. the Nixon administration back in the early 1970s, and they have procreated as the years have gone on. And now apparently we're giving them all back
to get the population up. Right? Was the goal of it?
It was a gift to the United States when Nixon was making headway with China.
But now that everything's gone awry, they're
apparently
just taking all their pandas
the contract has run out, and the Chinese are like, we aren't getting along, so we want our pandas back. So that's exactly what happened. They put them on a FedEx plane, and with about 500 pounds of food, and they shipped them back to China.
My goodness!
At the National Zoo in Washington D.C. is where they were, and they're hoping, is what they're saying, to get them back. What else? Other stuff. Georgia man was arrested and charged with terroristic threats and acts of terrorism. He is in a neighborhood, and he was against apparently an airport and a helicopter pad. I guess more of a helicopter pad. No, he was against the wedding venue. Okay, he's against the wedding venue. He did not want a wedding venue in his neighborhood. He's been protesting.
Oh, okay.
So when a helicopter was bringing a bride and groom in, he used fireworks to shoot at the helicopter.
Oh, my God.
He, of course, has been arrested. Here's Captain Jay Baker talking about the protest. Imagine, here's the captain, the guy flying the helicopter, and he's taken, missiles, practically. Fireworks being shot at the helicopter. Here it is.
We're very familiar with him. They've had several instances where he's caused trouble at previous weddings. As the helicopter was leaving, one of the residents in that neighborhood shot a mortar into the air that almost struck the helicopter.
So that was the cop, actually, the captain of the police department.
Can we just talk about the fact that if, traditionally the parents will help assist for costs of the wedding, and your daughter or son comes up to you and says, we want to fly off in a helicopter. I'd be like,
well,
what's wrong with a limousine?
It had to be quite a wedding, right?
Oh, my God.
Quite a wedding. Here's another story. I don't know if you saw a video of this, but this was all over the news yesterday, too. A former pro MMA fighter in Florida was able to defend him. You never know. If you're a criminal and you're going after somebody, you better be careful because you never know. They might just be Cliff Crandall.
Or Joe DeTralia.
He'd crush you. Or who knows who, right? A former pro MMA fighter in Florida was able to defend himself against an attacker who attempted to stab him with a 14-inch knife. Javier Baez overpowered Omar Marrero and detained him until police arrived. Basically grabbed him and threw him right on his back and then detained him. Here he is talking about the attack and how he dealt with it. Here we go.
Once I started putting the choke in, he kind of just let it go because, no one's worried about anything else but breathing when you're losing air. I've been training my whole life. Black belt jiu-jitsu, wrestled in college. I got 8 pro fights. I once I told him to leave, call the cops, and then it just escalated from there. He got aggressive, and you guys saw the rest. You train so many times, it becomes just a reflex. I was able to hold him down with my knee and call the cops. And he woke up, and cops came. It was good.
I would not be a bit surprised if the UFC doesn't, or one of the bigger organizations doesn't
pick him up,
do a promotional with him, and get him in.
The other thing too for that attacker in Florida, I mean, that's a risk on its own because everybody's packing down there.
There and
most
and
people
Texas.
are carrying.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I know that you like working out in facilities. You're in really good shape right now.
Yeah, thank you.
There's a place in Florida offering people a $100 credit if you get a tattoo of their logo on your body.
Not even near close enough amount of money.
$100 people are doing it. $100 is all it takes to put permanent ink on your body with needles?
I guess if you're
$100,
if you're one of those people that are covered already, what's one more little logo somewhere in the midst of all the other tattoos?
Here's a former member, maybe current member, Eli Rallo, talking about how weird and cult-like this studio is.
I just thought the vibes were off. And I would say that, and some people would be like, yeah, I do think, I agree with you. They sent this email, and they're like, if you get a tattoo of our logo, we will give you $100 in class credit, which is 2.5 Pilates classes. That's cults. Don't get the tattoo. This is quite crazy.
What idiots. Who would do that?
I don't know. I mean, there are some, I will say that there are area gyms, and this is not to insult, but there are area gyms where people are very loyal and they develop good friendships and bonds and things like that. But that's crossing into a line that a lot of people are probably uncomfortable
Well,
with.
I just think you're not making. If they're offering you free Pilates for the rest of your life, or for 10 years or something. Okay, I guess I probably
$100
could deal with it, but $100.
How much does the tattoo cost? You
Right,
know
you'll
the
spend
cost
more
of
on
a
the
tattoo is?
You're right.
Yeah.
A Wisconsin homeowner was cited for disorderly conduct after a Halloween clown prank went very, very wrong. The homeowner had a family member enter the home dressed as a clown to scare a group of teenagers. And immediately, it's a wonder somebody didn't pull a gun.
Yeah.
But instead, they called 911. Here's the 911 call. And then a parent getting on the phone to apologize to the dispatcher, saying, no, this was a Halloween prank. Here we go.
There's a clown inside, like an actual clown inside the house right now.
Do you know who it is?
No.
Or is there anybody else inside with him?
My son's parents.
Okay.
Just get here as fast as you can, please.
We're okay. We're just playing a joke. Sorry they called you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they called 911.
So I didn't know my daughter had a friend on the phone. I'm sorry.
I love that she's like, it's an actual clown, an actual real one.
An actual clown. Yeah, I mean, you just got to be careful with some of these pranks, right? Lance and Lee is at it this morning. Let's see what he has. Bill, my insider info. Let me know the plan is for Pacini to retire in 3 years, and Izzo would slide into his seat, just like he got it from his cousin Joe Griffo. I guess losing the election threw a monkey wrench into that plan. Okay. Well, the only thing I can
does she
tell
have
you
to be
is,
mayor for that? Or if that example's true,
Right,
does
right.
she have to be mayor for that to happen still?
Lance, the only thing I can tell you is I spoke with Jackie last night, and she has, and this was I guess if there was something that she had told me and said, don't tell anybody, I wouldn't say anything. I certainly wouldn't say anything. However, what I'm telling you is she's just figuring all this out right now with her staff. I mean, this was, when you think about the city of Rome, this was under or right around 400 votes. So a 200 and some odd vote swing would have changed everything. Now, what that tells you is the city of Rome is very, very divided. So you have, while you have people that have decided that they want to make a change, despite the progress or whatever, they believe it's time for a change. That's the decision of the Rome voters. On the other hand, about the same amount of people wanted Jackie Izzo to continue as mayor. So you have a lot of distraught people right now, including staff over there, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So in my conversation, she has not even thought of that, and because I asked, what are you going to do? And the answer is, I have no idea right now. So,
Well, this transition-
and it's been 24 hours, for God's sake. So to say, Lance, that that's the game plan, I will tell you, I've heard that before, and I have gone directly to Jackie about, rumor is that you're the people are looking at you as county executive when Tony retires. And at that point, she said, I only want to be mayor.
Yeah, I think
so. Let the dust settle, for God's sakes.
Yeah, this will be a critical transition period, I'm sure, because of all the stuff that was probably still in the works. I mean, there's a lot of projects that are.
None of that stuff was just political rhetoric. It's all real. There are millions of dollars in projects that she is in the middle of right now.
Yeah.
And it's going to go through another administration.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure that the Lanigan administration will be, the transition will work really well, and they'll work together to make sure none of that hurts the people of Rome.
We
So
can
there you
hope
go.
not, but it's been entertaining kind of to watch some of the groups, Rome Facebook groups. A lot of people saying, well, we'll see how long it takes for people to start saying they need a change from this new mayor, too. So,
well,
we'll see what happens.
Again, a very divided city of Rome right now. So hopefully they can all come together. And Lance, the only thing I can tell you is we have the county executive coming up. We'll ask him that question. I also have my little Ringo Starr parody
Which is already great.
which is all about political commercials. And, man, it just, whether it was on TV, not quite as bad as what we get during the congressional races, which next year I can only tell you is going to be brutal. But, there are a lot of commercials. By the last week, it was like every commercial on the radio was a political spot over and over and over again. So the parody is about that, and we'll play it coming up. Also, Habaika's free money question of the day is up as well. You can get ready to win there. We'll give you a chance in just a second. And Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers is a great organization which allows people to report something nefarious that they know, or to give information to help authorities when it comes to finding somebody who is wanted by police. Right now, the Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week is through the Oneida County Sheriff's Department. And according to investigator Saheed Karsik, they are looking for a 31-year-old female, McKenna R. Lee, of the town of Vienna, after she failed to appear in Oneida County Drug Court back in September. There's also a bench warrant issued in Oneida County for forgery, second degree, and that full story and a photo is up on our website at WIBX950.com, along with all the easy ways you can anonymously reach out to Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers and give a tip to authorities, which could result in a reward. It's absolutely anonymous, 100%. And you can check it out on our website at WIBX950.com. The title of the story, Help Crime Stoppers Find This Week's Wanted Person from Vienna. Got a break, 7:33, Vienna. 7:33 at WIBX.
It's open enrollment for Medicare Part D. Kinney Drugs offers a free online tool to compare plans based on your specific prescriptions. Or call 844-653-5063 to compare plans and enroll right over the phone.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Does it ever feel like the weather outside has found its way into your home? At Standard Heating, Cooling, and Insulating, we have nearly 100 years of experience serving our communities. Our certified consultants will help identify the problem areas and develop solutions to make your home more comfortable. New insulation, new HVAC, or both. Our team will find rebates and incentives to help lower your costs or even get it for free. Call Standard Heating, Cooling, and Insulating today at 315-859-6292. We promise to save you money.
If you're on Medicaid and in need of home care, what I'm about to tell you could change everything. You have the ability to hire someone you already love and trust to take care of you in the comfort of your own home. That person, whether it's your child, your grandchild, a close friend, or neighbor, will get paid to be your caregiver. I'll say that again. The family member or friend you hire will get paid to be your caregiver through a Medicaid-funded program and at no cost to you. Just call 866-536-9690 right now and let Committed Home Care handle the rest. Committed is based right here in upstate New York, and as your neighbor, they will ensure your caregiver gets paid the best rates with the added benefit of weekly pay. So don't wait. Call Committed Home Care right now, 866-536-9690, and take advantage of this free service that lets a family member or friend get paid to take care of you. That's 866-536-9690. 866-536-9690.
Whether you're hauling equipment or livestock, Clinton Tractor has a lot full of name brand quality trailers like B-Wise, Brymar, and EB. Choose steel or aluminum frame trailers with carrying capacities from 500 pounds to 50 ton. Clinton Tractor for quality trailers, parts, and service. Visit the Caledona family today at Clinton Tractor.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton of Hilton Estate and Elder Law with important information that you should know about planning for nursing home care. The best way, of course, is to plan ahead. The key is to make sure that you make decisions far ahead of the time that you need a nursing home. getting the basic pieces in place, including power of attorney, healthcare proxy, will, trust, all those things, and working closely with your family to make sure you're organized and ready to go in case the worst happens. You should also know there are strategies you can employ, even if you currently have a loved one in a nursing home. When there's a crisis and someone's entered a nursing home, there are things we can do to act very quickly to protect some of the assets. It really does require that an elder law attorney be involved because the techniques that are used are very technical in nature. To find out more about strategies to protect your loved ones through proper estate planning, contact us at Hilton Estate and Elder Law. Call for more information and to schedule an in-person meeting to answer your questions.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
Hey, on the line right now, we're giving you a chance to win for Hobunk's free money question of the day. It is worth this morning $100 this morning. And Devin, we're looking for caller number. Which one do you want to go with?
Let's go 8.
8th caller through the lines right now. And if they'd like, we'll also throw in a pair of Jimmy Fallon Kennedy tickets for Saturday night. If they can use them, I'll let you work that out. That'll be one of the potential consolation prizes. But it's $100 on the line plus more. Caller number 8 right now at 315-736-0186. Devin's taking your call right now. Fred F. Collis and Sons Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. This is their time of year. Here we go into the cooler months and seeing our first winter weather advisory for the morning. Some of the higher elevations, yes, it is a little slick, so beware. Over 85 years, nobody does it like Collis. This winter, consider a home energy audit by Collis and find out where your home is losing heat and ultimately where it's losing your hard-earned money. Ask about the home energy audit, something we did at our home, and they gave us all sorts of tips on ways that we could save money, tips that work. And if you have a major issue, they'll give you that information as well. It's a home energy audit free from Collis. Call them today. And you know that Collis has you covered 24/7. If you have an equipment breakdown, have an issue, they are there 24/7 on call, even weekends, even holidays. My wife and I learned that last New Year's Day. Fred F. Collis and Sons, heating, cooling, and insulation in Yorkville, Rome, and in Syracuse.
First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
All right, you just completely blew my free money question of the day.
Did I?
Here's the question. Here's this morning's question. This song, written by Norman Whitfield and Barrett Strong for Motown Records in 1966, eventually became one of the music's greatest cover songs.
Well, some people
heard it through the grapevine. I've got another question I can do here.
Oh, good.
Let's
you have
do
to
this
remember, I'm still on the same wavelength as you, even after all this time.
We're getting there. We're there. We're not getting there. Here's Rick. Rick in Utica. Hello, Rick. Good morning.
Hey, Bill.
You ready to take a shot here? We're
Yeah,
giving you
go
a
ahead.
different. Would you have known this song, written by Norman Whitfield and Barrett Strong for Motown Records in 1966, eventually became one of music's great cover songs? The song is.
I heard it through the grapevine.
Yeah, but would you have known that without us doing it?
Well, if I heard it, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
would.
yeah, sorry.
We normally wouldn't play it.
Oh, boy.
All right, here's your question. Let's get a win here. It's worth $100. We had a winner yesterday. Let's keep it moving. Here is your question. 7 seconds to answer. What is the smallest country in the world? Ready, go.
Oh, Luxembourg. But it's probably something else.
Is that you're going to go with that one, Luxembourg?
Oh.
There's Congo, all these little countries, right?
Mm-hmm.
Texas, they think they're their own country. The answer, however, Andrew knows is.
I don't know this.
Devin knows. The answer is.
I don't know.
The answer is the Vatican.
Oh, right. They are their own country.
Their own country. It's the smallest country in the world, the Vatican. All right.
I heard that through the grapevine.
You did. But I like it. Listen, we have for you the Utica All-in-One Food and Fun card, $25 gift card at Aquavino, Babes, 72 Tavern and Grill, Taylor and the Cook, which will be opening soon in their new location, and any of the concession stands at Nexus and the Adirondack Bank Center. And as if that's not enough, if you're able to make it Saturday night, we'll give you a pair of tickets to Jimmy Fallon and Kennedy at the Stanley Theater. Tickets on sale now through Ticketmaster. These come compliments of River Hills Properties, all right? So I'll let you.
That's why I called.
I'll let you work that out with Devin, and hope to see you Saturday night.
See you, Bill.
All right, man. Thank you. That's Rick, Devin, on line number, whatever that is, 4. All right, coming up, we're going to talk to Tony Piceni, County Executive, and get his take on all of what's happening out there post-election. So Ringo Starr did a song, and I'll play this. This is our little tribute to the end of elections. Ringo Starr did a song after the Beatles. Do you know this song?
Oh, yeah. No.
I always loved this song.
Oh, it's great.
But very few people even know it.
Oh, I know.
I didn't even know who does that. It's Ringo Starr.
Mm-hmm.
And it's no. I won't smoke it no more. I won't do it no more. I won't drink it no more. Yeah. It's a song about no longer doing drugs because it ultimately makes it hard to get up off the floor.
Yes.
So that song, take away the drugs and think about political commercials over and over and over again. We'll call them political ads over and over again during the political season. Well, guess what? As of yesterday, it all ended. And we came up with involving local elections. There's some local references in there. Check it out. This is our version of that, political version of that, by Ringo Starr.
A lady that I know just drove down Columbia. Said Galimi was against that hospital. It turned out he won the popular vote, and now he's Utica's mayor for one and all. And I said, no more political ads. I'm tired of hearing them back to back. No, thank you, please. No more her check, not his. No more migrants living at St. E's. The city of Rome. Some thought it was unfair and she was robbed. A commercial came on with a piece of advice. It said, you should have just called Bob. I said, no more political ads. I'd rather hear about oily stool. Paid for by you, paid for by me. I get so angry my face just turned blue.
The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in this song parody are those of the host and not of the radio station, its owners, managers, sponsors, employees, affiliates, agents, friends, and enemies. In other words, he's on his own.
A man I know just came from Nashville, Tennessee. Oh, his caucus couldn't win a single round. He always mispronounced his opponent's name. Passante beat his ass into the ground. I said, no more political ads. Your negative message drives me insane. He said, she said, it's true, no, it's a lie. I trust no one, I want to run away. I said, no more political ads. After all this time, it's only white noise. My opponent loves crime, raises taxes all the time, and lets sex offenders run free in the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, coming up, County Executive Anthony Piceni will speak with him post-election after a big blowout victory. One might say he kicked a little, you know what. So there you go. Check that out. We'll have County Executive coming up next on WIBX.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
Hi, this is Deacon Dan Hurley, the Executive Director of the Good News Center. The Good News Center is once again proud to present our 9th annual Flags for Heroes event, honoring active military, veterans, and first responders. We invite you to be part of this beautiful tribute displaying the red, white, and blue of 1,000 American flags along Utica's Memorial Parkway, November 2nd through November 12th.
And this is Jackie Warmuth, Vice President of Clinical Development. We invite you to sponsor one of our flags during the Flags for Heroes event. Proceeds will benefit Citron's military program. This program helps veterans and service members returning from duty who are faced with physical, psychological, and emotional changes in their lives.
You can show your support and gratitude by sponsoring a flag in memory of or in honor of your loved one for only $35. Call us today at 315-735-6210 or log on to thegoodnewscenter.org. A special thank you to Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas for sponsoring our 9th annual Flags for Heroes event. We invite you to be part of this beautiful tribute displaying the red, white, and blue of 1,000 American flags along Utica's Memorial Parkway, November 2nd through November 12th.
Hey, I want to tell you, by the way, the Flags for Heroes, really something spectacular to see. It's worth taking a drive down the Parkway today or any day into the weekend, as Veterans Day is this week. Omni Surgery Center, if you have severe shoulder pain, back pain, neck pain, any pain, there's help. And we're talking about the Omni Surgery Center with Dr. Hyder. And my dad went through some debilitating back pain to the point where he couldn't walk for 4 or 5 months. It was just brutal. And the pain was so bad he could not find if you've been through this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Could not find a comfortable spot to make the pain go away. Enter Dr. Hyder and the Omni Surgery Center. It was nothing short of a miracle. And there were, I believe, 2 treatments, maybe 3. And today that back pain is gone. He is walking and on the road to recovery. Dr. Hyder at the Omni Surgery Center. You do not have to live with the pain. The website, killpain.com, killpain.com. Every time you hear a bell, another person had their pain killed, I believe. With Dr. Hyder.
That's true.
With Dr. Hyder at the Omni Surgery Center, call 315-765-8448, where modern technology meets cutting-edge surgery.
First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
Time after time.
All right, it's 7:49. County Executive Anthony Pacenti with a convincing win,
I'd say,
on Tuesday night over his opponent, and is now serving, ready to begin serving after the first of the year, another term. He's on the line right now, County Executive Anthony Pacenti. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. So big win the other night, and what does that mean for you?
Well, I think it just validates, and I'm really grateful to the voters and the people of this county. I think it validated what we've been doing the last several years, and really pointed out that people are pleased at the direction of the county, and they're looking forward to what's next. I keep saying that, and but also we've got a strong record, and I think that shine through at the end and or throughout, and I'm proud of that. But I'm again very. You have to be really satisfied when you see the races that took place, and then the various pieces. And look, I only had one line too. I mean, that was the other thing. Some of my other people. I mean, I did not. Had more than one, and but I think my vote total was pretty significant, and I'm proud of that.
So obviously, there's so much going on right now in the county. And and so, what is this next term? What does that mean for you? Because really, everything is not done. And in fact, there was just recently an invite that went out about an exciting announcement coming up at SUNY Poly. So there's still things that are happening. Do you want to let us in on what that is?
No, I won't learn
Okay.
now. I'll leave that for Sunny Pie.
Okay, fair enough. But what does this all mean? Obviously, there's this, to me, I almost feel like this is more of an important time. That's all important. I get it. But so now the base has been built. Nexus is open. You have the improvements at the Odd, street improvements in downtown Utica, the what's going on out at Griffiths, SUNY Poly and Wolfspeed, et cetera. Now the base is there. And what comes next, I think, is going to be what makes all the difference in the world.
Well, it is. You just can't, and that's something that we've never done. You just don't rest on the one project and then say, okay, we're done here, and we'll just wait. When you look at Nexus, when you look at the hospital, when you look at what we've done up at Griffiths and what we continue to do, what we're doing with broadband across the county, what we're doing with Main Street programs and the like. I mean, all of those are some of those have just begun and need to continue and need to expand. And when we look at economic development on these pieces, it's and I keep saying it, and I know it's what's next. We're doing a survey around Nexus, for all the visitors that come in there to try to see, and we're going to be looking at those results in the next month to see what people came up with, what people are looking for down there, because we have a lot of space that can be developed and put in place for that. The same goes around the hospital, in terms of downtown, what else can be done up at Griffiths and Avari, the quantum lab that we built a few years ago, I mean, is expanding, and with the Griffiths Institute, we still have more space up there that we can expand upon, especially with the uncrewed aircraft systems that are up there. We need to expand on that project. So there are a lot of pieces in play here that we need to continue, and of course the garage project downtown has to get completed so that and sew up the hospital basis for visitors and patients alike, and just the whole emergency system down there. So there's I can go through. I mean, that was my reason for seeking another term to continue and to kind of button up a lot of these things, but also expand upon them. I think the broadband thing that we've begun out in the rural areas is really significant for this community, and that's a big investment, and we need more money for that. So we're just going to keep moving forward, and I think that's what people saw too. At the same time, we have challenges. I keep saying that we have homeless challenges. We have the opiate crisis. We have to still, deal and keep our eye open on what happens with migrants and whether this thing expands any more. So we've got our work cut out for us, but it's a good thing. It's all positive, and it's things that we, are heavily invested in. And now look, we have to, we have some new partners, or at least people to work with that we're going to have to, bring in and talk with, and hopefully partner up, in the right way, and move, continue to move, especially the two cities forward.
Well, that includes obviously Utica will have a new mayor, and Rome is going to have a new mayor. How important is it? I assume extremely important for the cities to be working with the county.
Well, it's extremely, the two cities really drive, and continue to drive, a big part of the economy of this county. There's no question about that. That's what, all counties, when you look at their lifebloods and their economic indicators, it starts with the city, and usually most counties have one. We have three when you include obviously the city of Sherrill. I don't want to forget them at all. And even though they're the smallest in New York State, but Utica and Rome, I mean, I think the difference is we built a better relationship over the last, several years, between the two cities and the county. We've had some differences, but we've moved forward and invested heavily in both of these areas, because we understand that that's things stem out from there, and we still have been investing in the towns and in the infrastructure in other places with roads and bridges and broadband and the like. So the two cities are essential and have gone through and are going through some major pieces, especially and look, we have housing and that needs to be addressed even more. That's continual. And, I know that, ad nauseum you had during the campaign the discussion over what will happen at St. Elizabeth's, what will happen at St. Luke's. I mean, those are two prime sites that, the county also needs to be, very innately involved in terms of what kind of development takes place going forward.
I do think the public, the people in Utica voting in the race between Jim Zecca and Tim Julian did not fall for the protests or the demonstrations or the press conferences at St. E's about migrants coming in to St. E's. That, correct me if I'm wrong, was never a part of any discussion.
No, it wasn't. I think, look, the whole concept of the elections by the Zecca, Hershek, Hennessy, and other groups, and other candidates of just, again, everybody was talking so much positive. I think when you looked at the other candidates throughout the county and in the cities, there was a positive feeling except with that group. And it showed at the polls because people just weren't buying it. So
I wanted to ask just the other 2 weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago, Schumer announcing that this tech corridor was being named Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, but Utica and Albany were not mentioned. Can you address that at all?
Yeah, well, I'm very, very disappointed in that and expressed my disappointment to the senator's staff and to others, regarding it. We have, quite frankly, we have more technology jobs right now at this point than Syracuse and that MSA. And, that really, the fact that we were left out of that and that they looked at this corridor from Syracuse to Buffalo, which has always been considered from Albany to Buffalo. I mean, you also, discounted what's taken place in Albany.
Right.
As much as we talk about it, that was the big connection of the ecosystem that we developed, with Wolfspeed and with all of the other companies we have here. I mean, we've had more, like I said, we've had more technology companies than all of those areas. And then when you blend in the Capital District, it's ridiculous. Yeah. And so, we're going to continue to put the pressure on, and the fact that the outlying areas did not include us in that application process and discussion is something that we continue to push for. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Okay. But it's a disappointing thing.
County Executive, congratulations on the big win, and good luck moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Look forward to the next 4.
All right.
We'll keep moving forward. Thanks for everything.
All right. Thank you, County Executive.
Have a good weekend.
You do the same, Anthony Pacini. News coming up next. Hold on to WIBX.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
The U.S. goes on the attack again. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, for the second time.
These airstrikes were retaliation for a series of drone attacks on U.S. military facilities in the Middle East. 2 F-15 fighter jets targeted a weapons storage facility in eastern Syria used by Iran's Revolutionary Guard and other groups supported by Iran.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. There are reports of possible negotiations on a 3-day pause to the war in Gaza in exchange for Hamas releasing some hostages. Israel has said there will be no ceasefire in Gaza.
It appears Israeli forces may have located yet another tunnel entrance. They've been trying to destroy Hamas's above and below ground infrastructure. And the Israelis say overnight, with new airstrikes, they were able to eliminate the head of Hamas's anti-tank missile array.
Fox's Trey Yingst near the border. All 5 Republican presidential candidates in a debate on NBC pledged support for Israel. Tim Scott says the U.S. needs to do more to stop Iran's meddling.
There's blood dripping from the hands of President Obama and President Biden.
Vivek Ramaswamy said,
Americans at home, they know the Bidenomics is a lie.
Now, when he said he has a different vision on foreign policy than his rivals, he called Nikki Haley, Dick Cheney, and 3-inch heels. She replied they're 5-inch and she uses them for ammunition. Haley also touted her pro-life stance.
Let's focus on how to save as many babies as we can.
And after abortion ballot issue losses for Republicans in 7 states, Ron DeSantis said,
Democrats have taken a position they will not identify the point at which there should be any protection all the way up until birth. That is wrong.
Now the Republican frontrunner in the race by far skipped that debate again, calling it unwatchable. Instead, former President Trump held a rally near the Miami site.
In times like these, you can't afford to have a president who wants to be politically correct. We have to do things properly.
There have been several recent polls that show former President Trump leading President Biden head-to-head. America's listening to Fox News.
I'm Scott, the owner of Solid Fire Pits. When I began welding my custom-made fire pits for friends and family, I shared them on TikTok because I was just so proud of them. Check it out. That's beautiful. I posted every new fire pit design, and more people kept ordering, from 26 states and counting. Then on my birthday, I had my best sales ever. Now how can the universe beat that?
Solid Fire Pits is just one of the 5 million U.S. businesses that rely on TikTok every day. TikTok sparks business.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation delivers on its promise to do good and never forget the sacrifices of America's greatest heroes. Heroes like Bristol, Connecticut Police Sergeant Dustin DeMonte. He sustained fatal gunshot wounds after responding to a domestic violence incident, leaving behind his expectant wife and 2 children. Tunnel to Towers paid the mortgage on the DeMonte family home, lifting a financial burden. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
Good morning. WIBX 950 News Time, 8:03. I'm Andrew Derminio. Unfortunately, we're still under 40 degrees with some precipitation. Your full weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by the new Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Well, it is official. Incumbent Mayor Jackie Izzo has conceded the race to Jeffrey Lanigan. So it appears that after 8 years, the Izzo era will be over and Jeff Lanigan will take office at the top of 2024. We'll hope to speak to both Mayor Jackie Izzo and Mayor-elect Jeff Lanigan either this week or next on First News with Keeler in the morning. A bail hearing has been scheduled for today for the Cornell University student who made threats towards Jewish people. Prosecutors say 21-year-old Patrick Dye is the person responsible for posting messages online claiming he was planning to kill Jewish students on the Ithaca campus. Dye is being held in the Broome County Jail. If convicted, Dye faces up to 5 years in prison. Election day has come and gone, but some races in Onondaga County still remain too close to call. Right now, incumbent Republican County Clerk Lisa Dell is trailing her Democrat challenger Emily Essie by under 100 votes. Depending on how long it takes to count absentee ballots, winners in these contests might not be known for weeks. Interesting story out of Syracuse University. They've announced a plan that is going to lead to more housing being available to students and the elimination of a watering hole for Bill ahead of Syracuse sports events. The school will convert the Sheridan Syracuse University Hotel and Conference Center into a dorm with nearly 400 beds. The hotel will close down following commencement ceremonies in the spring. The hope is to have it switched over to being a residence hall by the time students return in the fall. Current Sheridan employees will be offered jobs with the university. The New York State Department of Motor Vehicles reminding snowmobile enthusiasts to make sure their snowmobiles are registered for the season. Registrations must be renewed annually, and the process can be completed either online through the DMV website or by visiting a DMV office. Snowmobilers are required to carry the registration and proof of insurance while riding. There are over 10,000 miles of trails in the statewide snowmobile trail system. WIBX 950 News Time. Coming up on 8:06, your weather forecast is according to Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint, brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. For today, we'll see morning rain showers possible with highs in the mid to upper 40s. Overnight, a slight chance of showers, mostly cloudy with a low around 40. A slight chance of rain showers tomorrow under mostly cloudy skies with highs in the mid to upper 40s. Of course, a winter weather advisory remains in effect until 9 a.m., and in higher elevations, you could see some sleet, freezing rain etc. Right now, we're at 39 degrees with some light precipitation. It is 8:06. Broadcasting from the IBEW 43 local sports desk, New York Giants head coach Brian Daboll has announced who is going to be the team's starting quarterback this weekend. Former Syracuse University star Tommy DeVito will be on the field when the Giants battle the Dallas Cowboys Sunday. DeVito has played the last 2 games in relief of both Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor, who are recovering from injuries. DeVito threw his first career touchdown pass in last Sunday's loss to the Las Vegas Raiders. Tonight, right here on WIBX, Week 10's edition of Thursday Night Football features a pair of last-place teams as the Chicago Bears host the Carolina Panthers at Soldier Field. Chicago is last in the NFC North at 2-7, while Carolina is last in the NFC South at 1-7. And typically, sometimes when you have 2 teams this bad, it tends to be a pretty entertaining game.
Well, I got to say that, what was the game? Was it the Jets and the Giants, where everybody was dropping like flies, and that was a debacle of a game. I can't imagine this game will be that bad.
Hopefully
who knows?
not.
But who knows? And Devin, what do you think?
I mean, this week is full of bad games. The Sunday night game's bad. The Monday night game's bad. This is, if you're watching those games, you truly love football.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're right. And right now, you don't know what to expect out of the Bills. Anything could happen. I mean, let's not forget the Broncos knocking off the Chiefs. Who'd have thunk that?
Nobody would have ever thought that. This has been a weird year for the NFL.
It has.
That
There's
AFC East.
Yeah, there's nobody taking control.
That AFC East division is definitely up for grabs. Speaking of that division and the Jets, head coach Robert Saleh wants the world to know there are no conspiracies happening in the organization. Saleh confirmed Wednesday that everyone within the organization is on the same page when it comes to the team's starting quarterback. He also noted that current starter Zach Wilson has put them in a position to win games late, citing games against the Giants, Broncos, and even the Eagles, where they won. New York is third in the AFC East at 4-4, and will visit the Raiders in Week 10 on Sunday Night Football. And we have to mention that Syracuse, under Adrian Autry, is now 2-0 after soaring past Canisius, 89-77. The Orange hope to grab their 3rd straight victory to start the season when they host in-state rivals Colgate on Tuesday night. WIBX
Which
950 News Time, 8:09.
Has been a problem in the last 2 years.
Listen, I've seen Syracuse lose to some teams they shouldn't have. Prime example, my alma mater, Lemoyne.
Yeah.
When I was the only one on campus coming back, not celebrating and partying, I was like, this should not happen.
Winter is almost here, and it kind of feels like it's here in some spots this morning. Is your home ready? Windows, drafty, hard to open, or stuck? Give New York Sash a call to help make your home more energy efficient. Right now is the New York Sash pre-winter sale to help you get ready. New York Sash brand windows are $300 off, and patio doors $600 off. Yeah. $300 off every single window. Plus, take advantage of federal energy tax credits, and you could get $600 back from the federal government. There's also some great financing opportunities like no money down, no payments, and no interest for 1 whole year. Custom-made windows and patio doors to withstand upstate New York weather, installed by trained New York Sash certified crews. Take advantage of the New York Sash pre-winter window sale by stopping into their showroom on, the starting process. You get it underway by going to NewYorkSash.com or visiting their showroom. Financing available with approved credit. I'll also tell you about River Hills Properties. If you're even thinking about selling a home right now, this market is red hot. It is a hot market. And if you were selling your home, downsizing, what a great opportunity you have right now. Reach out to River Hills Properties. Why wouldn't you list with River Hills? They do so much more for every seller, which benefits the buyer as well, including the book, 40 to 100 pages filled with everything there is to know about the house. And River Hills, a name you didn't know 15 years ago. It was just Robin and Bill. And today, over 30 agents. By the way, I believe when you look at, they rank all of the people who are listing agents.
Yes.
By performance and the number of sales, right? And Andrew, you are in the top 10.
Yes, I am.
And if I'm correct, River Hills has 5 agents in the top 10.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well. So
They're the number one independent real estate agency in all of Central New York. Number 2, if you include the chains, and it's all about services provided. Why wouldn't you list with River Hills Properties? They do more. In Barnaville, Little Falls, and Utica, their offices, and they service all of upstate New York. Online, riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Call 315-896-1009. And if I could do one more, Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. I was there yesterday and officially signed up for the Snowflake Rolls.
Oh, good.
And you got to have them.
That list is long, isn't it?
It's long. They've started a new sheet again. So the reality is they melt in your mouth. They're so delicious. A family recipe from Chuck, and they do them every year at the holidays, and you got to sign up. And they'll be open until 3 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day. So you sign up, you pick up your dinner rolls, the Snowflake Rolls, on Thanksgiving Day, and they're fresh, even warm when you take them to your car. That's Daylight Donuts. And if you're thinking about holiday parties or having a get-together or an office luncheon, an office breakfast, whatever, everything from breakfast sandwiches to bagels and donuts and coffee, they do catering as well at Daylight Donuts. Call 315-724-7103.
Hi, this is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. If you're a dad who is facing divorce, there are extra layers of stress that may include stereotypes and assumptions. No two situations are the same. Our legal experience and dedication prepare us for whatever legal challenges we face together. You need a partner you can count on. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has represented men in divorce.
518-554-0000. 100 Great Oaks Boulevard, Suite 110, Albany, New York, 12203. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Ready for a smoother and safer ride? Head to Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your trusted tire experts. At Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, you'll get expert advice from their knowledgeable staff. And it doesn't end there. Now through November 30th, buy any 4 qualified passenger Continental tires and get a $110 prepaid Visa card, or double your rebate to $220 when you use your Continental credit card. More details at TallmanTire.com. From Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, with locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Online at Tallman'sTire.com.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton of Hilton Estate and Elder Law with important information that you should know regarding your estate planning. Specifically, you should have prepared what is known as the Big Three. Basic estate planning is comprised of the 3 main documents that you need. First is the will, next is the healthcare proxy, and last is the power of attorney. What most people don't know is how important of the 3 the power of attorney really is, because New York State has no simple method for you to act on another's behalf if they become incapacitated. I am often asked, what is probate and why is it needed? Probate is the act of administering the will through the New York State court system. It requires a filing fee and other actions to be taken, as well as a petition to be filed. It is time-consuming and can be expensive. It can be avoided by using a living trust. To find out more about strategies to protect your loved ones through proper estate planning, contact us at Hilton Estate and Elder Law. Call for more information and to schedule an in-person meeting to answer your questions.
Hilton, you know the name. They know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now, but I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GEAR for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GEAR for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GEAR.
Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Income may be subject to state, local, or alternative minimum tax. Did you know that municipal bonds are a way for investors to support civil projects while earning federally tax-free income? The Erie Canal, which led to the expansion of the United States into the Midwest in the 1800s, was financed with municipal bonds. Are you looking to bridge the gap between the income of your working years and the income needed in retirement? Municipal bonds might provide the solution you're looking for. Hennion & Walsh is a leading specialist in tax-free A-rated municipal bonds and has provided investors with quality service and personal attention since 1990. Call now to receive their informative bond guide absolutely free. Dial 1-800-761-9761 to learn how to earn retirement income while keeping your taxes at bay. Just dial 1-800-761-9761 for a copy of their informative bond guide for free. No cost, no obligation. 1-800-761-9761. Henyon and Walsh Inc., member of FINRA and SIPC.
Hey, I want to tell you that this morning I found a new feature in my with my Mazda. I love these Mazdas. Paul Buckley, were you talking about it?
I love my Mazda, too.
Do you have a Mazda?
I do.
You do?
I think it's a 30.
You have the 30.
But we went for the ride last time in your car.
Yeah,
and
that was
you have the
something.
90, right?
Yeah, I love it.
That thing's a monster.
And it's a hybrid. Hello there, Santa Claus. It's a hybrid.
So it's
plug-in.
gas electric.
Gas and electric. So listen to this. I realized with the app today, because you have an automatic car starter right on your app. You can start your car up.
I know. It's awesome.
Did you know you can, and I didn't realize you can do this with the Mazdas. Do you know that you can, especially if you're plug-in, so like mine plugs in, you don't draw off the battery. You can warm your car up in the morning, and it's using the electricity that you plug into your house.
Oh.
So it was all toasty this morning. The windows were all...
Living large, Billy. Living large.
This is exciting for me. It's exciting. You know, the problem, though, is now my wife wants it. Now she wants this vehicle. So I'll drive that one to work today. No, you will not. It's a Mazda Season of Inspiration sales event going on right now at Steve Funny Mazda. Enjoy 2.9% APR financing up to 36 months on new 2023 Mazda CX-30s and warm your car in the morning before you go out without even starting it up. They've increased their inventory so you can save when you finance or lease any new award-winning Mazda, including the CX-90, during Mazda's Season of the Inspiration sales event. So here's what they're saying. Let's make your deal on a Mazda. That's Ricky Z. From the dealership that's achieved first place nationally in customer satisfaction. It's always easy to do business at Steve Ponte Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
I don't know if you saw this. Can I just, before I go to Paul Buckley, I don't know if you saw this in the New York Post. This was so I saw it in the paper and then saw it online so you can see the video. A college band tuba player was playing along. This was in Texas. He's playing the tuba, and he's at the edge of the stage, and there's this guy standing down, and he's totally heckling him, like yelling at him.
Heckling the tuba player?
Heckling the tuba player.
Oh, how dare he.
So let this be a lesson to you, Paul, heckler extraordinaire.
I was waiting for this. What a setup.
Okay?
What a setup.
Never, ever heckle a tuba player in the Texas Southern University Marching Band. So the video is out there. You got to search for this. It shows the tuba player bopping along to the music, all the while he's being heckled aggressively by a Jackson State fan that was in his face. Without missing a beat, the tuba player appears to utter something to the man just before he lands. Boom, 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 boom. 4 punches to the face. Knocks the guy back and then just continues to play the tuba. It was awesome.
I thought you were going to say he hit a loud note in his face or something.
Boom,
That's
boom,
a little
boom,
Mike Tyson.
boom. 4 punches to the face.
Well, see, there's a big difference between heckling and criticizing or helping someone along with their act. I mean, that's what I was doing.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Listen, talking to a comedy, we've gone through this.
Yes.
You are not helping the show.
I thought I was.
No. It's the
Everybody else did too.
No, not really.
Except you guys.
Yeah.
Were you thrown out?
No, I wasn't. But
No,
I
but he was.
I was reprimanded severely.
He was told
the next day by William.
You were given a demerit.
I was adding to the show. No. They've got this in their head. They know what they're doing.
Oh boy. I mea culpa.
Good morning. You'll be there on Saturday night.
Yes, I will be. I've been looking forward to it for how long have I had the tickets? About 6 months, 7 months?
We started selling in the spring, yeah.
So,
It's to the Stanley.
We're excited.
Saturday night, Kennedy and Jimmy Fallon
and
at the Stanley Theater. Last on this
right?
tour, yep. And by the way, you can, as a matter of fact, he's going to be trying out some material that is on his new comedy special.
Does he need some help?
No. So anyway,
I wasn't going to answer for him.
Anyway, Ticketmaster.com for tickets. We'll actually give away a pair of tickets from River Hills Properties later on in this hour. All right, Paul, we have a lot to get to. You have
it's
Santa here.
Christmas, I know.
What's going on?
Christmas came in the form of Paul retains his job, I think, is the big exciting news.
Well, that is exciting. But
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this or not, but Mike Galimi was instrumental in getting the film commission sent here and certified and stuff like that.
Yeah, I
we've
think
been a certified soundstage for years,
Yeah.
but we've never really been recognized by the New York State
But
Film
now it's
Commission.
being-
And
it's being used.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and that's why we're here. I'm talking.
Yeah.
I'm talking movies. I've got potentially 3. I got one definite. This young man here and Santa, they're talking about doing another movie here in this winter, and then I just got called the other day for a horror movie, and I've got horror. Now,
Okay.
get your money- Bill, come on.
I'm asking. I'm just clarifying.
We're looking for some stunt guys, but anyway, so it's part of a trilogy, but. They're looking for locations. This art director was here before, and she loves Utica, and she loves me, of course. She's only human, and she wants she wants to come back here and film her movie. So I've got locations listed up on the Facebook on Films Utica, and you can email your locations to. Hang on one second, I got it right here.
All right.
You can
It'll take
email
you
it.
forever to get there. Go ahead.
It's Film Utica 315. You look at Facebook to see the list of locations and throw your suggestions to filmutica315@gmail.com.
Okay, all right.
Or you can send it to me, pbuckley@cityofutica.com. But there's a list of locations that they're coming here. So it's kind of like you remember the movie Saw.
Yeah.
It was produced by a young man who went to college.
Okay.
And that thing just blew up into like a whole chain.
I guess I didn't know that. How many saws are there now? Like
10.
10 of them.
Oh, really? Oh my God.
Saw 10.
Well, you
I
got
never
a
saw any
chainsaw,
of
you
them.
have a jigsaw, you have
Jigsaw. You have a bandsaw.
Yeah.
Bandsaw, circular saw.
Exactly. I saw you, but anyway, that's it.
I seen you.
In Utica, the movie's called Scene. Yeah.
All right. Enough of that. Let's get down to business here. This gentleman here, Roddy Eddie, right? It's
Roland Eddie.
Real close.
Yeah, nice and tight.
They call me Raleigh.
Well, I call him yesterday. I go, you want me to call you Raleigh or Rolly? He goes, Raleigh. So now I just call him Raleigh.
All right.
These people, these Hollywood people.
Hollywood.
Holly Jolly Raleigh.
All right, I like it.
So he's got a book. He's some people. They're going to tell you all about it.
Okay.
And they're going to be highlighting here. So I'm basically going to bail on this, and they're going to take over for me. But I just wanted to get the promo in there for the horror movie. Go to the Facebook, send your location suggestions into us, and we'll rock and roll. And then there's another movie coming here in January. There'll be a cattle call for that, for casting, for extras and stuff like that. So stay tuned. The Films Utica, we're moving right along.
A lot of things happening.
Yeah. So now I'm going to introduce Santa Maria, and he's going to tell you all about Main Street.
Okay. Yeah, get right tight on that microphone there. Good morning.
Good morning. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Mark.
Merry Christmas.
So 37 years ago, the wonderful people of Utica asked me to come down to this wonderful holiday celebration to kick off the, Christmas season. And we've been coming back every year since.
Nice.
November 18th, Saturday, from 11 o'clock until 5 o'clock, we have Christmas on Main Street.
That is the 35th anniversary of Christmas on Main Street.
That's right.
Yeah.
35 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, all right, very cool. And you'll be, you guys will be there. And explain what it is that your big plan is here.
Well, it's a free holiday event.
Yeah.
You got free wagon rides from Clint Tractor. Clementi's Novelty provides all sorts of free refreshments. We have free entertainment all day.
Nice.
And the nice part about this is we've got also a craft fair where you can go through and you can start your holiday shopping and stuff.
Nice.
And this year, what we want to do is we always bring in different special people, and we're going to have our presenter here, Raleigh, who's going to go through and present his new book.
All right.
I'll let him talk.
All right, Raleigh, tell us about that.
Is it Raleigh or Roland?
Well, they call me Raleigh.
Yeah.
Raleigh.
Okay.
It's an easy one.
Santa's
Raleigh
on
Jolly Christmas.
Santa's on a close basis.
That's right. That's right.
He's on the good list, not like Paulie, who's on the naughty list.
That is very true. That's true. Meanwhile, he's on the naughty list because instead of calling him Raleigh, he calls him Sweetheart. That's what ends up happening.
Thanks a lot.
So good morning, Sweetheart.
So thank you.
Tell us about your book.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Paul Buckley for bringing us down. I am from Canandaigua. I'm a local New York State guy that
my wife was born in Canandaigua.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very
I
nice
grew up
little
there.
town.
I grew up there. As a matter of fact, there's a big event this weekend called the Kris Kringle event that's brings in about 25,000 people for 4 days or for 3 days. It starts on Friday.
Nice.
And we'll be featured there. So we wrote a book. We've had a couple of books, Santa's Reindeer Story, how the reindeer got their names. And then we also did a book, believe it or not, in January, produced it, got it all the illustrations done, got product, got the magical passes, wrote the story and the script within less than a year. Doesn't happen.
Wow.
Doesn't happen.
Yeah.
During the strike. It's done. It was emailed to me yesterday. So we're looking to get this film done the first quarter of next year.
Okay.
And we're looking at locations here in Utica, Syracuse, Canandaigua, Hamburg, New York. Hopefully here, because we like a lot of the things that were happening. The story is about 3 orphan kids that magically find a reindeer that Santa leaves all over the world for intuitive kids to discover and find in secret places. These 3 children are good friends at an orphanage. The very interesting part about the book is there's a train ride. So the kids,
i.e. Adirondack train.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Polar Express.
there is a magic train ride where they find the Snowflake, the magic reindeer, in a hidden room at the orphanage behind this cool magical stuff like Harry Potter kind of take on it.
Okay. All right.
They find the reindeer, they make their wish individually, and this train comes, and they meet all these cool characters. Big E the engineer, Cole and Ash that make the train go, Spritz and Sprinkles the cookie elves. They meet Coco and Scoops, the hot chocolate elves. They meet the dancing elves. There's a cool song that we're going to premiere someday. Is going to be a song that we're working on that's going to be that little girl singing. And there's I don't want to do a spoiler, but there's a cool ending that I don't know. Should I do the spoiler about the movie or no? All right, at the end.
Paul says no.
Paul saying no. When Paul says no.
Let's just say they're best friends, and their names are Nicholas, Noel, and Noah. So that's kind of leading into a play, and then on the screen you'll see some lead-ins where you see like the letter N at the L factory, N, and just 3 missing names.
Okay.
And we'll leave it.
We're going to leave it at that. All right.
Yeah. So, but there's
Paul.
a lot of elements of there's the actual train ride, and this was going to be featured this year up in Medina, New York.
Okay.
But there's logistical things we couldn't get done with the trademark and everything, so we were going to do it next year. So this will be a ride where the kids will actually go on the train. There'll be a magical owl pass. There's all kinds of cool products. I have Snowflake, the magic reindeer dolls. We will be featured at this Christmas on Main Street.
Okay.
So
right.
we're going to promote, we're going to have the concept book available for purchase along with merchandise. And we're here, thanks to Paul, to showcase at this November 18th event with Santa.
So the Christmas on Main Street this year is before Thanksgiving.
Always is.
It is. I guess I didn't realize that.
It's the original, the biggest, and the best holiday event in Utica. Been going on for 37 years.
All right.
One of our original founders from Wilcor, their family is involved with it, and they're providing these Ziara Zany clowns will make balloon animals.
Ziara, yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
And then we've got free wagon rides with Clinton Tractor.
Nice.
Like I said, live entertainment all day and a wonderful craft fair. And, how can you beat a free family event? Santa loves
awesome.
coming down here every year because we always start it out and we get the holiday spirit going. We've decorated the train station. We got our Christmas tree and everything up, all set for next week.
All right.
And I also want to remind everybody that they can purchase these items, and we've made them affordable because this is the concept where the movie came from.
Okay.
So
there's the book.
There's a Snowflake reindeer doll, a magical owl pass, and a book that we'll be selling for $25. It's all three pieces,
all
right?
Nice.
And then this is being developed into the movie, which you're
already
you're-
the script
some
is
of
done.
which might actually be done here.
We're
in
looking
Utica.
at locations today.
So there's
Okay.
going to be kind of a floodgate now experience now that this strike has been settled for the
Writers'
Screen
strike
Actors
is done.
Guild.
The writers'
No,
strike.
the SAG, the actors are still on strike.
They're still
I think they just reached a settlement.
No, they did last night.
They just
did?
led
Oh, wonderful.
last night.
So
yeah.
all these things are coming to fruition because timing is everything, and they're looking for Christmas stuff. So this is great timing for us, and it's Utica's. I mean, I'm telling you, this is going to be
Very nice.
a really nice thing for Utica.
How do you find? I mean, you're in Canandaigua. How do you find working with Mr. Buckley? You could go anywhere. You could go to Buffalo from there, Rochester.
I found this guy out of nowhere, and he's really made a lot of things happen very quickly. I really like this guy.
I'm the nowhere man.
You're the nowhere man. Yeah,
That's my theme song.
All right, I like it. All right, well, we're excited about it. It's really cool to have this done in part here. Christmas on Main Street, 37th. Did you say it's the 37th?
November 18th.
Okay, November 18th.
Saturday, November 18th.
Well, he
Christmas
said
on Main Street.
37th. I don't mean to
Well,
be.
we've been 37 years ago we started. We lost 2 years from the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
Or it would have been 37
Or it would have been
years.
37. All right,
Yep.
so this is the 35th.
That's correct.
All right,
Saturday,
okay.
November 18th from 11 to 5 at Union Station.
Okay.
It's in Utica.
All right.
We also want I'm one of the authors, so I will be signing the book. There's a limited number of these. It's the concept
Very
book,
nice.
and we'll be signing them there at the event.
All right. Anything you want to add, Paul?
Yeah, of course I do. You can't get rid of me that
That
fast.
was a dumb question.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one you didn't want to know the answer to. is what it was.
Again, the horror movie. We're looking for locations.
Okay.
Just go to find us on Facebook, Films Utica, and then send your suggestions, your location suggestions to filmutica315@gmail.com.
Okay.
Or pbuckley@cityofutica.com, and they're going to start doing this probably late winter.
Okay.
So it's going to happen fast.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for bringing a little early. Father Sean said it's not even Thanksgiving, but this happens every year before
It does.
Thanksgiving.
We thank you for allowing us to come on
All
the
right,
show.
thank
A
you,
lot
guys.
of Christmas. Someone, do you want to give him a ho, ho, ho?
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, it sounds so good.
We'll see you next Saturday, the 18th.
All right, thank you so much. All right, Paul, thank you as well. We'll see you on Saturday, the 11th.
Yeah, I've got those. The tickets I got, the ones, the computer, they were the printouts, right? I still have those. I didn't get a regular.
They don't. When was the last time you were at a concert?
Well, at your place, at your.
Well, that's not a concert. That was a comedy club.
Yeah.
So here, they don't do paper tickets anymore.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Because
you print them out.
if I have any trouble, I'm calling you.
Okay, you'll be fine. I'll be.
I know, I'll call,
You got this, Paul.
I'll be in the dressing room with Kennedy and Jimmy, giving us some material.
We'll be good.
All right, thanks, sweetheart.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
it. Bye-bye.
Paul Buckley and gentlemen. Thank you very much, and Santa. Thank you as always. We appreciate it. I do want to let Terry do a quick plug here. Terry, good morning.
Good morning.
What are you plugging, Terry? This has turned into Plug Shop.
We're having annual coin show on Sunday, the 12th,
Okay.
10 to 3 at the Deerfield Fire Department on Trenton Road.
Okay, and that's Sunday, you said?
This coming Sunday,
All
yes.
right, 10 till 3. Beautiful. All right. And and that is where again?
At the Deerfield Firehouse.
All right. So you come in, you could buy coins, you can... how does a coin show work? I guess I've never been to one.
There's dealers there to buy
Okay.
and sell coins.
All right, very cool. All right, that's on Sunday. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
Have a great
Bye.
day. See what you got started here, Paul? Everybody's calling in, plugging their event.
And Joe Lode hasn't even called yet.
He hasn't plugged a thing. I can't even believe it. All right, stand by. We're going to give away some Jimmy Fallon tickets for Saturday night compliments of River Hills Properties. And we'll talk about tickets for heroes. It's something people have been doing, buying tickets for Saturday night show. It's on Veterans Day. And donating them back to the Stanley box office through River Hills Properties. And then giving them to veterans. They'll come on the house on us on Saturday night. It's a very cool program from River Hills. Vince Scalise and Bill and Robin Manjo coming in studio next. Hold on. Then we'll talk a little cannabis and some politics before we get out of here. 8:35 at WIBX.
Go green, they say. But how? Start with your biggest investment, your home. Invest in the future with a new water furnace geothermal heating and cooling system by City Suburban. We at City Suburban have converted hundreds of customers to green energy to heat and cool their home. And we can do the same for you. Now is the best time with the New York State Clean Heat Energy Program, where you can save up to $12,000 while funds are available on your water furnace geothermal system, plus a 30% federal tax credit. They say go green. We say go Geo.
Hi, this is Chris from City Suburban. There's never been a better time than ever to go green. With the New York State Clean Heat Energy rebates and federal tax credit, you can save thousands on the installation, plus save for years to come on energy costs. And like always, every installation comes with City Suburban's POMG. That's peace of mind guaranteed. Call us today at 853-3899. That's 853-3899. Or visit us at citysuburban.com for more information.
Hi, this is Deacon Dan Hurley, the Executive Director of the Good News Center. The Good News Center is once again proud to present our 9th annual Flags for Heroes event, honoring active military, veterans, and first responders. We invite you to be part of this beautiful tribute displaying the red, white, and blue of 1,000 American flags along Utica's Memorial Parkway, November 2nd through November 12th.
And this is Jackie Warmuth, Vice President of Clinical Development. We invite you to sponsor one of our flags during the Flags for Heroes event. Proceeds will benefit Citron's military program. This program helps veterans and service members returning from duty who are faced with physical, psychological, and emotional changes in their lives.
You can show your support and gratitude by sponsoring a flag in memory of or in honor of your loved one for only $35. Call us today at 315-735-6210 or log on to thegoodnewscenter.org. A special thank you to Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas for sponsoring our 9th annual Flags for Heroes event. We invite you to be part of this beautiful tribute displaying the red, white, and blue of 1,000 American flags along Utica's Memorial Parkway, November 2nd through November 12th.
All Mattress Express locations open 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Thanksgiving night for our biggest sale of the year. Thanksgiving night. Listen to these deals. Any King or Queen mattress gets a free Bluetooth surround system. King or Queen Sealy or Stearns & Foster get a 58-inch flat screen TV. FlexHead Therapeutics. On select FlexHead Therapeutics with adjustable base, get a 75-inch flat screen TV. A split Tempur-Pedic King with adjustable base gets you a 75-inch flat screen TV or $600 in free gifts. A regular King or Queen Tempur-Pedic gets you $300 in free gifts or a 65-inch flat screen TV. And the number bed by Instant Comfort, King or Queen with adjustable base, take your pick. A $1,500 prepaid Visa card or a $3,000 massage chair. All staff is working voluntarily, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. All Mattress Expresses. Don't miss out on this one.
Life happens, and at Mohawk Valley FCU, we are here to help you through life's ups and downs. It's not always easy. Life isn't perfect. That's why Mohawk Valley FCU goes above and beyond for their members with higher interest accounts, superior service, easy loan approvals, and so much more. With locations on River Road in Marcy, in the State Office Building in Utica, and with mobile banking, you'll receive the best service no matter where you are. Mohawk Valley FCU now welcomes all Town of New Hartford employees. Member-focused, member-driven. Visit MohawkValleyFCU.org.
Ready for a smoother and safer ride? Head to Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, your trusted tire experts. At Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, you'll get expert advice from their knowledgeable staff. And it doesn't end there. Now through November 30th, buy any 4 qualified passenger Continental tires and get a $110 prepaid Visa card or double your rebate to $220 when you use your Continental credit card. More details at TallmanTire.com. From Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, with locations in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Online at Tallman'sTire.com.
Hey, I want to tell you, in Sarah's Flooring Outlet, if you're looking for flooring, there's only one place to go. In Sarah's. That's all they do is flooring. And you know, right now at Sarah's, you can find so many different products. Maybe you're looking for flooring or a tile that is unique, something that isn't in everybody else's house. They have everything, an amazing supply, the largest inventory in Central New York. So you can find those items that would be unique to your home, something that, not everybody on your block is going to install. I swear, we have tile in our house that is in every other, it's like builder grade tile. Yeah. And it's in every house you walk into. Oh, yeah. It's like, they went with that. So we're replacing that.
Get it out of there.
Replace it. So, and you just got to figure out which style. And of course, I'll pick out something and think, this is going to be awesome. This will look great in our entryway. And my wife will say, no, that's stupid. And, but you have that option at Inceras because the selection is so enormous. Whether it's tile or hardwoods or Pergo Extreme by Mohawk, where you get the lowest price guarantee within a 60-mile radius and financing for up to 6 months. 6 months interest-free financing, I should say. That's interest-free financing up to 6 months. Inceras Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and online at incerasflooringoutlet.com.
First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
It's a beautiful Thursday morning.
Yeah.
Freezing rain, little sleet. Looks pretty good. Not really. But it could be worse. And to be honest with you, it's warming up today to the point where we're going to go up to 50 degrees today.
That would be nice.
So it'll be one of the warmer days of the season. But last night was chilly. All right, today there's an event also going on. As long as we're talking about things that are happening, today from 6 till 7:30. Tonight, 6 p.m. till 7:30 at the Utica Public Library. The Damian Fagan is the New York State Office for Cannabis Management Director, and he is the Chief Diversity Officer. And go ahead. Do you want to explain that for me?
Sorry, Chief Equity Officer.
Equity.
Oh,
Chief
my fault.
Equity Officer.
Yeah, that's my fault.
All right. Are we have to say whose fault it is. All right, it's your
Well,
fault.
I just want to take the
It's your
blame.
fault.
I don't want to blame
I'm just
Damien.
reading what you put here. So as long as you're taking the blame. That's Chief Equity Officer, and it's in Utica tonight. And the idea is that you, as a New York State resident, you could open up a cannabis, what do we call it?
A business.
Business.
Small business.
You could have a small business that deals in cannabis, and it could very well be a very lucrative business opportunity for you. And tonight's event at the Utica Public Library, Damien, is from 6 till 7:30, and you're going to be talking about how people can get involved.
Yeah, we'll have a bunch of staff there from the office ready to help folks understand how they can secure one of these business licenses. We'll have a presentation on how to apply, and then we'll do a little Q&A and talk about how people, if they have any issues figuring out which one to apply for, we'll have people on hand to walk them through the process.
Love it. And if you can, the New York State Works, there'd be a lot of issues. There are a lot of technical things that made it difficult to be able to open up even after it became legal in the States. But you have details on how all of this works and how it can work for somebody as a business venture.
Yeah, that's right. And we have a bunch of different license types, like different types of businesses. And so depending on what you bring to the table, what your talent is at, where your skill is at, we have cultivation licenses so you can grow the plants. We have micro business licenses, which are modeled after our craft breweries that are across the state. We have retail dispensary business licenses available. So that's just running a mom and pop dispensary, much like a liquor store or a wine store.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so it's tonight, Utica Public Library, 6 till 7:30.
Yep.
All right, Damian Fagan, we appreciate it. Thank you, Chief Equity Officer with the New York State Office for the Cannabis Management. Thank you so much. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Bye.
I do think it's a great opportunity to check out and take advantage of. There are opportunities out there, and I don't think anything is open in the Utica area right now. There might be a couple of medical places.
There's some medical places, and there are some
But I don't think
other-
recreation.
No.
Well, then there's some places that shouldn't be.
Yeah,
open.
there's some places that aren't
Yeah.
advertising it.
Matt this morning asking, did you announce why Jeff has left? Okay, I'm going to make this very quick, and I understand that it takes a while for, if I talk about it in the 6 o'clock hour, somebody at 8 might not hear it. So Andrew is in because he is, at this point, temporarily filling in.
Correct.
Because no one apparently can work with me. That seems to be the general tone that we lost Christine.
We're putting Town Square back by having me come in.
Christine left, and Christine came back, and then Andrew left, and now here he is.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff left, and Jeff came back, and now Jeff is gone again. So the reality is, the business has changed. It's not. This is not your WKRP radio where you just come in, and it's different. And
Yes.
things were. It was just not working out for Jeff and his schedule and things he wants to do. He's a dad now, completely different world. And it was mutual between he and management. Everybody left on good terms. There is no real crazy story here.
No, I know everybody wishes there was, but there really is not.
Every time I've left a radio station, there's a crazy story.
Yeah.
There's none here.
Well, I've been telling people I'm like Pacino in Part 3. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back.
Pull me back in, and here you are. All right, in studio, we're really excited about Saturday night at the Stanley Theater. WIBX and Keeler in the Morning present the Laughs and Liberty Tour with Jimmy Fallon and Fox Business Channel's, MTV's, Kennedy. It's the last event in this tour, and it happens on Saturday night. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. Bill and Robin Monjo stepped up tremendously. And whoever's going to talk, pull the mic to you. And we put together what you guys called and thought was a great idea, and I really believe it was, Heroes tickets. Bill, you want to talk about that?
It's Veterans Day. It's a wonderful thing to do. Robin and I, we're a military family through and through. I was a pilot in Vietnam, going way back, and we want to give back. I mean, it's as simple as that, and we have veterans all over the place. They've been protecting us as we see all the nonsense going on in the world here, and everyone is forgetting our veterans. So this is a wonderful thing to say hello, and thank you very much, and we're with you 100%.
Okay, so Vince, so we've created Heroes tickets. People buy tickets, they donate them back to the Stanley, and we then give them to Vince. And I believe we're up just a little over 30 tickets.
Oh, beautiful.
Which I had for you all packaged. I was going to hand them to you today, and I'll be delivering them probably tomorrow because they're sitting in my house right now. But 30 tickets, compliments of River Hills Properties, and the people who went over there purchased and gave them back. You'll be able to distribute them to local veterans to come to the show on Saturday night.
All right, that's great. Like I told you before, I don't think we could put value on the therapeutic effects of comedy
laughter.
And laughter.
Yeah.
Laughter is the best medicine, and we really appreciate it, and appreciate that the veterans aren't getting forgot about because of people like you guys, and we just we really I don't know, there's not much to say other than we really appreciate it, and I'm so glad I could be here with you guys and distribute these tickets.
Now,
go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, talking about the therapeutic value of comedy. I mean, talk a little bit about what you're seeing down there, at the outreach center, some of the issues that some of these vets are facing right now.
Well, the biggest issue that they face that we address is the homelessness. But like I've told you guys a million times, we spend our time figuring out why you became homeless. That's how you solve the problem.
Yeah.
And whether it's mental illness, family disruption, addiction, whatever the case may be. And, when you're down on your luck, depression sets in pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
The PTSD is exacerbated when you get down on your luck. So we do a lot with our peer-to-peer and our suicide prevention programs, but this is a perfect peer-to-peer program. This is where, the guys and women are going to go together. They're going to, literally could walk right up the street, to the Stanley and enjoy it and laugh together and have that camaraderie. And that is a healing power. Comedy is a healing power. And, everybody deserves a laugh, especially around this time of the year.
No doubt about it. No doubt. So, Vince, we appreciate what you do, and we'll be meeting up, and I'll give you those tickets that I was supposed to give you this morning. So,
While we're doing a little bit of a victory lap, I would like to thank you, Bill, for organizing all this and being a big part of it, and the channel and the management. You're putting a lot of time and effort into this, and we really appreciate it. You've been a voice for the veterans, and thank you very much for all of us.
Well, I think it's a great listen. It's why if it wasn't for people like you and you, those in the military, we wouldn't be able to do what we do here, which seems so ridiculous, right, when you really think about it. But it's that free speech. You fight for that. Every time you put that uniform on, you guys are fighting for our freedoms, and we so should appreciate that year-round. Sometimes we forget, and they come home. We do a great job of getting them over there. We do not do a great job of bringing them home.
And, Bill, like you said, with the freedom of speech, like, we've all traveled around and seen other countries. Yeah, you may have democracy in other countries.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have the freedoms that you have here in America.
Right,
We are the only country in the world where you are so free. So,
even when you cross over the northern border into Canada, it's a completely different world.
Yeah.
So now that it's not a free nation, they do not have the freedoms we have.
No, they don't.
Yeah. Vince, thank you. On your way, because I know you got to go to are you Jones School?
Jones School. I have to do an assembly there.
Part of what he does, he travels from school to school, and we'll talk to you, and I'll
the work
arrange
never
this.
ends.
Appreciate it.
Nice
Thank you,
job.
guys. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Quickly, I want to bring in Bill and Robin here because I know you guys are busy as well. But again, thank you so much for this. This is going to be a great show. You guys will be there on Saturday night.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to it. We're bringing guests in. We're excited about it. We've told everybody we possibly know to get involved in this. It's great fun. We've seen Jimmy, of course, with you in the past, but there's always something new.
There really is.
And if he beats up on his kid again, that's even more fun.
He does on a daily basis.
He does. All right. Quickly, I wanted to just ask you guys about the this market because there's so much happening right now. And yet we're looking at interest rates that have climbed up much less than 30, 40 years ago when we were dealing with really high interest rates. But still, we got spoiled a little bit, I think.
In the last 6 months, it's gone up to a 22-year high, to put it in perspective.
Wow.
That's astounding.
So how do you handle that in real estate? How should people think about that in real estate?
Well, we are blessed right now in the Mohawk Valley. That's correct. We are blessed because we have jobs. And we didn't have jobs. And the rest of the nation has kind of been floating along, and this has been an impact for them. But right now, because of Wolf Speed and all the companies, 81 companies over at Griffiths, we have jobs coming in. You may not know this, but if you were to go on to Wolf Speed's homepage, you'll see that they have 100 openings still right now.
Think about that. 100, and they're really struggling to fill those openings.
They are.
Yeah.
I happen to see a part-time janitor's job for $37 an hour.
Wow.
I'm serious.
That's a great wage right there.
I mean, you could get 2 radio people to do that.
Where's Manaski?
So, at any rate, what we have is that the inventory has been very thin. And because we are bringing a lot of people in, we just chatted with a family that are coming in from Hawaii to go to work here. I mean, it's amazing. And the other thing that's helping this be a tight market real estate-wise is most of you people don't have a high mortgage, and you don't want to let go of the mortgage you have. Andrew's sitting over there like a big fat cat with like a
2.25.
Yes, he knows that.
Wow.
He has a tattoo of his interest rate on his wrist because he's so proud of it. It's
That's
like
right.
a watch.
I'll never sell that thing.
That is the problem.
That is a problem.
So and it's the same thing occurred with automobiles. The price, the value of a used car, used truck especially, went up so high. People were like, I can sell it now. I'm making so much off this. But then you have to replace it with something.
That's right.
And therein lies the issue.
So the market is being very strong here. It's a wonderful thing, and I want to share this with you. There are developments that are being built out right now, particularly in Rome, because they want to be close to all the companies that are at the base. And one of them is through Buck Construction, and we're lucky enough to get we have all the listings for their townhomes that they're putting up. Which
the Rome Development.
Rome Development. And how many townhomes are there, hon?
There are.
You're right up there, yeah.
There are 34 townhomes, 64 high-end apartments. They're in the process of purchasing quite a bit of additional land because there'll be plenty of room for custom-built homes. I currently have the listings for what are called patio homes, something that the Buck Construction built in North Utica, and we've sold those like hotcakes.
Oh, yeah.
We?
Wow.
Yeah.
River Hills has been had a good year
River
with
Hills,
those.
rock it out, baby.
Andrew.
but the patio homes, they offer 1-floor living, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, exquisite construction. with or without basements, but they're great for a number of living options, whether you want a part-time home up in New York State and be able to close it down easy. You want definitely one-floor living, and the location is just superb.
You know, that's part of the one of the goals that Jackie Izzo had when she became mayor in 2015 was people were coming to work at Griffiths, but they weren't living in Rome. And the goal is to get people, and I assume that will continue on with the Lanigan the Lanigan administration. But the key is to have people living in Rome and working in Rome. That makes for a stronger community, and you need housing for that.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're talking about here. So
absolutely, straight across the board.
All right. If somebody wants to reach out, any interest in any of what you guys just talked about, they reach out to your office in Barneveld, right? Is that
our Barneveld office, where Miss Arlene is during the week, our assistant? It's 315-896-1009, and we'd love to hear from you.
And I just want to thank you guys for being a part of this program for veterans. On Saturday, Jimmy is loving the idea that they're going to come and perform, and there'll be veterans that will be there, basically on very generous members of the community and River Hills. And we really appreciate your involvement. We'll see you there at the Stanley on Saturday night.
We're looking forward to it.
Yes.
All right, cool. Now, with that said, River Hills has also purchased some tickets to give away. Devin, let's do two here. Caller number 5 and caller number 10 each get a pair of tickets, compliments of River Hills Properties, for Saturday night, Jimmy Fallon and Kennedy at the Stanley Theater, all right? Caller 5 and caller 10, dial right now at 315-736-0186. They come compliments of River Hills Properties. There are still some really great $50 seats and awesome $37 seats that are available.
I'm glad I got mine when I did. I
Call
got the whole crew
you
coming.
can call the box office at the Stanley, or easily go to Ticketmaster.com for your tickets. We're back here tomorrow morning. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Hi, this is Deacon Dan Hurley, the Executive Director of the Good News Center. The Good News Center is once again proud to present our 9th annual Flags for Heroes event, honoring active military, veterans, and first responders. We invite you to be part of this beautiful tribute displaying the red, white, and blue of 1,000 American flags along Utica's Memorial Parkway, November 2nd through November 12th.
And this is Jackie Wormuth, Vice President of Clinical Development. We invite you to sponsor one of our flags during the Flags for Heroes event. Proceeds will benefit Citron's military program. This program helps veterans and service members returning from duty who are faced with physical, psychological, and emotional changes in their
You can
lives.
show your support and gratitude by sponsoring a flag in memory of or in honor of your loved one for only $35. Call us today at 315-735-6210 or log on to thegoodnewscenter.org. A special thank you to Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas for sponsoring our 9th annual Flags for Heroes event. We invite you to be part of this beautiful tribute displaying the red, white, and blue of 1,000 American flags along Utica's Memorial Parkway, November 2nd through November 12th.
Hi, this is Rob Hilton of Hilton Estate and Elder Law with important information for families that have disabled children to protect the child and to ensure your future wishes are met. So if you have a disabled child, you need to provide them with what's called a special needs trust. This trust allows them to receive an inheritance from you, but also allows them to keep any governmental benefits that they are receiving. It is critically important that if they have an inheritance coming, that they not lose their benefits. Unmarried couples should be aware of important steps they need to take with their estate planning. If a partner dies and does not leave a will, the surviving partner will not likely receive any of the assets from the deceased partner. This can create a lot of problems in the future and must be resolved utilizing a will or a trust. To find out more about strategies to protect your loved ones through proper estate planning, contact us at Hilton Estate and Elder Law. Call for more information and to schedule an in-person meeting to answer your questions.
Hilton, you know the name, they know the law. Hilton Estate and Elder Law.
Hey, I just want to tell you that we have our winners, callers 1 and 10. They get tickets for Jimmy Fallon, compliments of River Hills Properties. And we'll do it again tomorrow. We'll give away a few more tickets tomorrow. And Jimmy will be on tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Jimmy Fallon getting set for the weekend at the Stanley Theater. If you need concrete work, driveways and sidewalks, stone wall repairs, retaining walls, anything masonry or concrete, there's nobody any better than David and Rocco Brank at Brank Construction. Stairs, cellarway entrances, basement floors, garage floors, they do it all if it's concrete and it's masonry work. Call Rocco or David Brank at Brank Construction. They'll get the job done right on time, and for the right price. Here's your phone number, 315-894-3481. 315-894-3481 for Brank Construction.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica, Rome, W295DI Utica, Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
There's no ceasing to the firing. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and Israel says there won't be.
They were able to eliminate the head of Hamas's anti-tank missile array. They also targeted using the Navy a number of different